This. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Are we getting somewhere here now? Are we? Are we? Are we? Hello, hello. I'm not sure yet. Just a minute. I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm almost there. Okay. I hope you can hear me. I'm almost there. Okay. Almost. Almost. All. Will you just give me a minute? Oh my God, you people! Hello, caller.
Mike.
Yes.
Mikey boy.
Yes.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you, Pete?
I'm good. I'm going to make it quick because I got to go to bed. But the coconut oil is fantastic.
Is that why you got to go to bed because it's so good?
I'm fucked up right now.
How many whiskey sours have you had, Pete?
I actually am going with the margaritas tonight, Mike. I've
Oh,
only had about two or
really?
three. So, yeah,
Why?
going
What?
tequila. Love the tequila.
Ah, well, that'll make you
Yeah.
go crazy, dude. Hey, there's a movie called Matador. It has Pierce Bronson in it. He plays a hitman. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No.
No. He drinks tequila in that movie. You should watch it. It's a very good movie.
Tequila is awesome.
Matador. Hitman.
Dude, I had like a pound and a half. Sorry, a cup and a half of coconut oil and an ounce of weed. Cooked that shit in a mason jar. I kept that shit at 220. I was meticulous.
How long?
220 for 3 hours, just 3 hours,
Uh-huh.
and it's good. It's good. I'm gonna go longer next time, see if it's more potent.
Awesome.
But I'm fucked up. I'm really fucked up.
You
More so than the butter. I
good
I
job,
ate
Pete.
like
Good job, buddy.
thank you. Well, thanks. Well, thank you for inspiring me to try this shit. I only did like a fucking like an inch by inch piece too. I took so after I was done, I had like a cup and a half. I split that in half, and so it was like 3/4 of a cup, and then I put that in a batch of brownies. That was like I didn't put the whole brownie mix in though. I cut it in half. Half the brownie mix, one egg,
Huh.
and a tablespoon and a half of water, and I am fucking lit.
I never tried that before. How long did you eat brownies?
How long did I eat
How
brownies?
long ago?
Oh, I ate them at 7:30.
So that's
So
East
it's
Coast
probably not
time.
even.
It's like 3 hours. 3 hours ago. 2 hours ago.
Yeah, it's probably not even completely kicked in, but I'm already fucked up, so I'm
Nice.
probably gonna conk out very soon.
Awesome, dude. That's really good news, man. I'm glad to hear you're happy with your production so far.
Oh, that's great, fantastic.
Isn't it wonderful? I mean, and this is what I'm trying to encourage everybody to do, Pete, is just
Dude,
is just have this nice little fucking stash of cookies and you get home or I don't know, I start my morning off with one, but you have a cookie with your morning tea and then you go about your day. And it's wonderful. And everything is wonderful.
it is, it really is, dude. Well, yesterday I ran out and I had to make a new batch of coconut oil, and I had nothing to help me go to sleep, Mike. I couldn't sleep. I
Oh,
can't
isn't
sleep
that
without these
rough?
fucking edibles. Dude, I can't sleep without them now. Like before I started doing all this edible shit, I had like the worst sleep problems. I was drinking myself to fucking sleep every night. I would wake up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, and then I couldn't fall back asleep. And since I started doing the fucking edibles, I come home. Right, here's my ritual. Right, I come home. I get home around 6. I eat a brownie, and then by the time that one kicks in, around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, I take another one, so that by the time it's time to go to bed, I just conk right the fuck out. I
Yeah.
sleep through the night. I'm not waking up in
You,
the middle of the
you don't
night
you
like I
don't
used to. I
you
sleep
don't
like a
even think,
baby.
man, I need to have another bong hit. I need to have another bong. You don't even think about it, huh?
Dude, I don't smoke, but I wake up in the morning like feeling like $1,000,000, and yeah, it's certainly better than the other alternative I was doing, which was pretty much drinking myself to sleep every night. So
Which is pretty much drinking yourself to death, so you know, Pete. No offense,
Yeah.
Bob.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So, okay, so
God bless the edibles.
and you know what? It's moving forward too, because I mean, did you see today that the Major League Baseball ended the ban on marijuana?
Oh well, because it's quite silly.
Well,
really
it's
just
not
silly.
that. I mean, no. I mean, see the it's been called a performance-enhancing drugs by the Olympics for a long time. So you know, and those kind of drugs are off limits. So I remember a snowboarder got disqualified a couple of years ago because he tested positive for cannabis, and they said it was a performance-enhancing drug.
Yeah, because we all know how fucking performance enhancing that fucking shit is. What a bunch of bullshit.
It makes your brain
Stupid
work better,
motherfuckers.
dude. Makes your brain work better. I'm telling you.
I mean, hey.
And Michael
I don't
Phelps.
know.
Look at Michael Phelps, right?
Yeah, well, I don't really think it's performance enhancing, to be honest with you.
How
I think
many gold medals does
much.
Michael Phelps has?
He's got a lot, but I don't think he's high when he's swimming in the Olympics. You know, I don't know.
Maybe it helps to
is.
keep
Who
him
fucking
in
knows?
good shape when he's not actually at the Olympics. You
Well,
know what I mean?
really, it's all about, you know, how much you're doing, you know.
I don't know, Pete. How much are you doing, man? How much? You said you put an ounce in your coconut oil?
I put an ounce,
Nice.
and it was about a pound and a half. I only wanted to put in like just enough to submerge, you know, my so that my oil was really potent, and I needed like a cup. I needed like a cup and a half. But that shit was fucking good. I put it in a mason jar, sealed up the mason jar, and put it in boiling water for 3 hours.
So when you opened the mason jar, was it all like vacuum sealed, like it popped and stuff?
Well, here's the thing, Mike. Interesting you bring up this story. So the cap of my the mason jar that I used, I was going to use like a smaller one, but it was too much, so I had to use a big mason jar, like a liter size. And the cap that I have, I poked a hole in it so I could like put a temperature probe in there.
So no vacuum packed then.
Well, here's the thing. I put some plastic over it. And then I put the cap over it with the you know the screw thing to screw the cap on.
Oh, your thermometer.
And
go ahead.
I didn't put a thermometer in because I put a thermometer in the boiling water because the temperature of the water on the outside is pretty much the same as what's on the inside.
Right.
So, but I had a fucking hole in the lid of my mason jar, so I put like some plastic wrap over it, and then I put the cap on and screwed it over with the plastic. And then about like 2.5 hours in, you know, I stirred it about every 15 minutes. And when I stirred it at about 2.5 hours, I heard the plastic go, it popped, and then and then all the vapor started leaking through the hole, and my fucking apartment started danking like fucking crazy fucking cannabis.
Which is what I've said again and again. I cook mine outside. So if you have a deck or whatever, this is why the crock pot works really well. You just plug it in out on your porch and let it go.
I recommend to people to try the mason jar method because with the mason jar method you can seal it all in there. It doesn't stink up your apartment.
I think
I
think you could do the mason jar method in a crock pot if you wanted.
Yeah, you could absolutely. I've seen people do it in a pressure cooker. I just did it in a pot of boiling water, and that was really fucking good. I am getting fucked up more by the minute, Mike. I gotta go because I gotta fucking take a nap.
Okay,
but,
Pete.
Have a good show.
Okay, hey Pete, thanks so much for the report, man.
Oh, no problem.
I'm gonna
sleep like a baby.
Looking forward to hearing from you again soon.
Of course.
Okay.
Have a good one, sir.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
He didn't even say anything about Tulsi. He must be fucking stoned, right? I mean, you know how he ends every one of his phone calls, right? He must be really high. Good job, Pete. Awesome, man. Okay, so where were we at? Oh, right, Major League Baseball. We'll get back to that. Okay, so I have two news clips. I have another news clip again about the shooting in New Jersey. If you guys are ready to see that, we can watch that, or Or I have another news clip about the Pentagon testing a ICBM type missile that's actually banned by the ICBM missile treaty. But I guess we're not involved in that treaty anymore, thanks to Trump, thanks to the Democrats.
Call.
Hello, caller.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
It is going good. How are you today?
Pretty good. I mean, shoot, I just ended up hearing you talking about, baseball and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well, well, I'm saying that the legalization movement takes another leap forward because today,
Yay!
today the Major League Baseball stopped the ban. Here, let me see where that picture. Let me see. I got it right here. Major League Baseball. There it is. Major League Baseball removes banned marijuana from banned substances list. Right. So, and it's got a lovely.
Good.
And it's got a lovely picture of marijuana there, and so, anyways, I thought this was really big news because this is like in the NFL, all the players in the NFL use marijuana because marijuana, as I've explained to you guys again and again, or cannabis, is a brain protectant drug. Okay, meaning
I know. Hey, whoa, Mark.
What?
Michael. The United States government classified and also ended up patenting cannabinoids as a neuroprotectant, okay?
That's what I just said.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a brain protectant. So if you and that's what the patent for the for the only patent for cannabis, which is held by the United States government, their definition says it can't. It's because the patent for the patent is that it's because a brain protectant drug. Okay, and this is why all of the NFL players use cannabis because they're all putting their brain at risk, and they know that this is the best substance to protect it. And if you talk to them, they all talk about it in private quite a bit. Go ahead.
Exactly. Do you know why a lot of people, I'm talking about a lot of people, almost everyone, whenever they drink, they always smoke cannabis because it protects their brain from the damaging effects of alcohol.
It protects your brain from the damaging effects of life. Okay, all day, every day, people take drugs to try and keep them sharp and to try and protect their brains and their eyes and their blood from all the different free radicals in the world. Okay, all you have to do is wake up in the morning and take a fucking cookie. I keep telling you guys. That's all there is to it. And it's like, have you ever seen the Star Trek? Have you ever seen the Star Trek episode where they go to this planet and there's this flower, and the flower shoots spores at people, and once you shoot the spores are shot at the people, you become happy and you don't have any worries anymore, and you become healthy. Like you just like, and Spock smiles like it's the only episode where Spock ever smiles, and he falls in love in the episode, and the whole fucking episode is about cannabis. I'm telling you, people.
That sounds very similar to the story that they came up with the Wizard of Oz and poppies in the field. That sounds very similar.
Maybe I don't know. But I know that I know poppies will make you sleep. That's what I learned from fucking Wizard of Oz. But from Star Trek, I learned that cannabis will make you happy and healthy and not needing a doctor and not wanting to respect authority. It's a great episode, man. What's that?
Happy happy, healthy, and wise. And trust me, that is exactly what cannabis
What
is.
is the name of that episode? What is the name? Let me find it. All right.
If you find it, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
I'll find it. I'll find it. Hold on. The flower expels spores that cover Spock, after which he professes his love for Kalalami and disregards orders and begins evacuation for the caller. It's a great episode. It's called This Side of Paradise is what it's called.
This Side of Paradise.
This side.
Yeah,
that's the original with Captain Kirk and Spock and all them.
Yeah.
And it's all about this flower.
Yeah, like around 63, 64.
It's 67, 1967.
Sorry. I keep on wanting to forget. Like the 70s was when the actual visuals changed. The 64 was the year that color came out. Money became actual shit, and silver ended up leaving. Like 64 was a big year. Oh yeah, you want to talk about Trump? You want to talk about Trump and his stupid anti-Jewish Semitic bullshit from 1964? Oh yeah, the whole Civil Rights Act. We can't shit on the Jews now because they're a civil class. They ain't people like we are. You are white. I am white. People are brown. People are black. They made up this construction in their head, in their mind, of the color difference.
I identify as pink, so that we're clear. I identify as pink because everyone else gets to identify how they want to identify. So I'm identifying as pink, so we're clear.
Mark, my life has imitated Pink Floyd.
It has. That's very sad. You know the album "Wish You Were Here." You know that one?
I wish that you were here.
Well, that album is all about making a deal with the devil. Do you know that? Wish You Were Here. Do you know that? That album's all about making a deal with the devil.
Well, I shall re-listen to that.
And then you know what happened? And then you know what happened after that album came out, after Wish You Were Here came out, the next album was called Dark Side of the Moon, and that was like the biggest album of all time. It's like stayed on the Billboard 100 top 100 charts longer than any other album. Isn't that a cool story?
Hey, that is a cool story, except, Michael, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you personally think that, like, maybe Pink Floyd was, like, somehow, like, influenced or, like, probed to go ahead and, like, be more dark or satanic or, like, kind of weird? Like,
what do you mean? Go ahead.
Like, that's the weirdest thing, is that Pink Floyd is, like, very, very in tune with society, reality, war, life, just everything.
Well, there's a certain class of artists who feels like that's what their job is to be depicting those things, life, war, and it is somewhat the point of an artist, is to, kind of take scenes and highlight them and help people understand what's happening, in a different sort of light where they can actually understand it, as opposed to putting their blinders up and not wanting to look at things that are ugly.
Yeah, that is true. Where, I really do want to go ahead but the thing is that I don't want to show people, I want to tell people.
Tell people. Hey, Steve.
I'm like...
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go ahead. You have something to say.
Oh, I was just gonna say, how's the new job, man?
I guess it's going okay. I mean, like, the nice thing is that I can legitimately work whenever the fuck I want. Um, the only thing is that, like, currently, I'm actually just trying to help my friend get his business up and running. You know, so I decided to go ahead and, like, lay low for a few days and just not work so I can go ahead and try to help my friend get his business going.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
You know, I'm not a fucking selfish kind of guy. I mean, like, my friend gives me a place to be, and that's really nice of him. And I take security like very seriously. I secure his business. I secure his building with all of his tools and all of the incredible machinery that he has. Hey, Michael, there's a question that I got to go ahead and ask you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, the question that I have to ask you is, why am I working so much for somebody else? Which I'm talking about, like the man, quote unquote, the man. I'm working for the man. Why am I going to be working for the man if I can go ahead and like legitimately walk 10 feet away and hit a button and make $1,000?
Are you talking about a slot machine or something?
Oh fuck no! A slot machine is a gamble. I'm
Uh-huh.
talking about guarantees. I do not gamble. Gambling is stupid. I guarantee my shit. Okay, like
Uh-huh.
if I go and hit that button, I know I'm gonna make that $1,000. I'm just too lazy to. Like, most legitimately, okay. Okay, Mike, I just want to go ahead and bounce this off with somebody that's not the owner of the machine, okay? So let's say, long story short, I end up going and I download some kind of, like, file off the internet. And this file has a design on this thing. So this file that I can go ahead and upload to this machine that can print anything made of metal, I can go ahead and make boom boom sticks.
Okay.
Money.
Okay.
There you go. I mean, like, am I stupid? I'm like, that makes sense in my brain. Does that make sense
I look.
in anybody else?
I look. I only asked you because you sounded very excited last time I talked to you about your new job. So, you know,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you sounded very, very excited, and I was like, right on. Well, I should ask him. I mean, I did the same thing with Dwayne when he got a new job. I was like, and Jane, and he loved his new
I
job.
know.
So,
The thing that I am so happy about is that the new job gives me an opportunity to go ahead and relax, take a minute, wind down, and go, okay, what are my priorities? What am I looking at? What am I going to be doing in the future? And 2020 is going to be a big year.
excellent. Well, that's a good attitude to have, Steven.
Hey,
I'm not.
Michael,
I was thinking about this earlier. You know, this is like one of these things that people do is they like plan out a future, and I think that's where I fall flat. You know, as I've never been like a big plan maker. You know.
what? No, that's legitimately what I was just going to ask you. I was just going to ask you what your planning was for like 2020. Like, you have nothing going on.
I have a garden. I'm starting a
Yeah,
garden.
yeah, exactly. There's the plan, okay? I also have that plan where I want to go ahead and create a garden where I can make my own pain relievers. Do you know what pissed me the fuck off? Okay, Michael. I'm not going to go ahead and lie to you right now. This thing pissed me the fuck off really bad. Really, really, really bad. Let me explain to you why I'm angry before I explain to you how I'm angry. Why I'm angry, because I can tell you're listening. The reason that I'm angry is that I experience pain a lot differently than most average people. My pain that I experience, let's say you try to burn me with a lighter. Okay, that hurts like a normal person would, sure. Except for me, the difference is that I feel it like a lot more, like to the point where it's gonna go ahead and fucking not work well. Like, if you hurt me, it's not gonna be nice. So you understand the problem with I have with pain. Definitely a big problem with pain. Okay. Well, yeah, I just do not like pain. The doctors, I give my friend this pain reliever. You know what they give him?
I don't know. You're gonna yell at me again?
I'm not yelling. You're my friend. Oh, Max. Michael, you gotta understand that, like, within our relationship, I'm gonna go ahead and get really animated. And it's
Speaking
not
of which,
directed at you.
I'm looking
It's not directed at you.
I'm looking at getting very animated in the very near future. Or Craig is looking into it. Or actually, our other technical advisor, Sam, is looking into it.
Oh, wait, Sam? Well, wait, there's a Sam in there? I did not hear about a Sam yet.
Oh, yeah, Sam. He's the one who's going to Vietnam.
Oh, okay. Well, I need to go ahead and do a little bit more understanding, research, and depth, of this channel in order to go ahead and figure out who Sam is, because I am lost.
Well, it's going to take a minute, man. He's very background, off the grid. He was the guy I said just got laid off at his job the other day.
Okay, I remember that stream. Okay.
He said he heard that somebody got laid off. He said, "Man, I wish I could get laid off." And then went back to work after lunch. And he said, "You got an hour to get your ass off the premises."
Oh yeah. I completely remember that one. It was like what, 2-3 days ago?
Last week.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Sorry. My time schedule is always off. I have a non-circadian sleep cycle, which is also in tune with the whole fibromyalgia thing, where I'm unable to go ahead and tell you. Oh yeah, it's like 8 o'clock, I'm tired.
Oh, shit. Yeah, go ahead.
It's 8 o'clock in the evening, and I'm fucking wired.
Well, that seems like a good thing, man. I mean, it's much better than not having any energy, right?
I mean, like, tell you the truth, when you're supposed to be awake, let's say your normal clock is like 10 o'clock in the morning, when you're obviously, full production, bam, 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 doing it to it. 10 o'clock is everyone's normal day, and I'm always, like, fucking always sleeping into 10:30. Always.
Well, whatever. I mean, if you're up late, you sleep in, whatever. I mean, whatever. I mean, look, if you don't need to get out of bed, if you need to get out of bed, you get out of bed. So there you go. I mean, that's all there is to it, I mean, okay. I mean, if there's a reason to get out of bed, I get out of bed. If not, I'm gonna. It's cold outside, man. I'm gonna stay under the comfy, warm covers. Give me a break.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. Hence the exact reason why I quit my last job. I don't want to go ahead and walk around in the fucking rain and snow for fucking 9 hours.
Well, okay, we got to figure that out before you take a job like that, I mean, come on. Be smart about that shit.
I know. I was kind of put in like a position where I lost a job and I had to go ahead and pick up anything that I could. So at that point, it was like bam, bam, bam. You know.
All right, I want to play a clip. So, is there something else that you want to talk about, Steven? I want to play a clip here about we're keep talking about this shooting thing that happened in New Jersey a couple days ago.
Oh yeah. Hey Michael. Hey
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead and tell you one thing?
Yeah,
Me and Wolfo 003, because he's a double lot, not three. You know, he's that kind of guy. Me and Wolfo 003 really do not like your shooting videos.
Really?
Why
is that?
Adamant. We just do not like to see the whole destruction of harm. Well, personally, I'm not going to be able to speak for Wolfo 003. But for myself, I want to go ahead and tell you that I do not like to be able to, okay, I do know that you need to be able to show real life. I do know that you need to be able to show what has actually happened. The transgressions that have happened in real life, the real life events. I understand all that. That makes sense. But you hyping it, you promoting it, you just going, hey, we got this cop video. Yeah. This cop video. This digs into my heart. You hurt me every time that you try to promote this cop video. Any cop video where, hey, we got this cop that likes to shoot people. We're fun. Hey. This is America. Yay!
Right? Isn't that an important thing to be making clear to people that that's what America is now? Cops shoot people and get away with it every fucking day. Act like it's nothing. Act like the cop that fucking strangled Eric Garner fucking 30 seconds after he walked away from his dead body without trying to resuscitate him at all. Fucking there was people filming him with a cell phone, and he gave a fucking peace sign and said, "I'm going to Disneyland," with a big smile on his face after he just murdered somebody. Okay? So don't tell me how to fucking do my job or what it is that I'm doing, because it's important.
And yet, Michael, you do remember a few weeks back when you shat on me and you told me to shut the fuck up.
I didn't tell you to shut the fuck up.
You ended up telling me, you hung up on my ass. You tried to. Because my best friend was murdered by Mark Burkett.
I don't want to talk about your soap opera. Look, dude, I've told you this.
And yet you go ahead and preach Eric Garner all day, every day, and yet you do not want to talk about another person.
That's because everyone knows about Eric Gardner, so we can all talk about Eric Gardner. Okay, no one knows who you're talking about. Okay, and you won't, and you will, and you're totally triggered, and it's not okay. Okay, I don't want to talk about this thing that you can't handle talking about. Okay. That's the facts.
You want to know the facts?
No, I don't, and no one else does, Steven, because I know what the facts are, and I'm playing those cop videos because they're important to understand that this is what America is in the 21st century. And if we don't do something about it, it's only going to get worse. And I explain this again and again about the cop videos. Okay?
Okay, Michael. Okay. I completely understand your stance on the cop videos. That makes sense. It's completely understandable. My point is that if you have that condition in your mind where you have that point of view with the cop videos, but not with the same point that I have with my best friend that was murdered, You're okay with somebody else a black man murdered in the street, but the second that I start to raise a voice, you don't want to say anything about it. This is the problem that I'm having with
it has nothing to do with a black man or a Jewish man. It has to do with police violence. Okay, the police are supposed to be there to protect us. Instead, they're murdering us. It's simple.
And you're supposed to be there to report. You're supposed to be there to report on my best friend getting murdered, and there's no court date. Nobody is going to be served. Nobody's going to be going to jail. I don't know what to do.
I told you what to do. Get the fuck out of Reno, or you're always going to be like this for the rest of your life. That's and you know I told you this, and you're not acting on it. You're not going to act on it. You're going to stay in Reno and be exactly like this for the rest of your life. That's your choice. Good luck with that.
Hey, Mike, trust me. I am going to leave, but there's going to be a scorched earth behind me.
Yeah, well, that's not going to work well for you. Just walk away. Just walk the fuck away. Yeah. Do you hear how crazy you sound? That's what Reno's doing to you. If you don't walk... Okay, you need to listen. You need to watch this video again and then listen to you. Okay? Reno is making you insane. If you don't get the fuck out of there, it will destroy you. As I've said to you in the past, I wouldn't want a friend of mine to die in Reno. So get the fuck out of there. Otherwise, you're going to remain triggered just like this for the rest of your life. Move on.
Only for another year until...
Walk away. Move on. It's your only hope.
Finish. I just need to finish the job. I just need to finish the job, man. That's it.
That doesn't sound like... okay, well, good. Okay, at least you got a plan, all right? Okay, Steven, I'm going to go play my cop video now.
Hey, tell you the truth, do you have any good cop videos? Look, the one time the cop saved my life was when my father was doing his job, driving down the highway, and his vehicle was on fire, and he ended up getting saved by a cop because he pulled him over and told all of us to get the fuck out of the vehicle because it was on fire.
I'm not trying to challenge cops to be good cops. I'm trying to challenge them to stop being murderers. Okay? If they're...
Why? Max, you are trying me right now. Because, the thing is that you do not want to talk about my friend's murderer. You keep on brushing that aside. Every fucking time I bring it up.
Because you're going to be like this your whole life, dude. And you have...
You brush it off to the side, but every video you shoot, every video you play is shooting, killing, kill.
Yeah.
Why?
This is not a healthy conversation for you, Steven. You won't listen. Okay? You're so triggered by this. Okay? I don't want to continue to trigger you. Okay? I don't want you to continue to feel like you're pulling your hair out. Okay? I'm not trying to do that. Okay? And I don't even... If you think that my cop videos are going to continue to do that and somehow I'm disrespecting you by continuing to play them, then please just go somewhere else, because I'm not trying to disrespect you. Okay? I've given you more than enough time. I've let you be here and be like a crazy person on the phone. Okay? And I haven't cut you off.
I know. And hey, Michael, I legitimately do leave for 5 or 6 minutes during those cop videos because I do not legitimately watch them. I leave your stream
Okay,
for like
well,
15, 20
that's
minutes.
good. Lots of people seem to leave the stream and come back to the stream and leave the stream. There's a million things to do.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is that I just do not appreciate murder.
Yeah, and neither do I, and that's why I have to fucking say that the people that are supposed to be protecting us are murdering us, and we have to open our eyes to that in
Why?
order to make it different.
Okay, how are the cops murdering us? Explain that to me. Because you're not making any sense to me if you're not acknowledging my friend was murdered. And it was in the wrong.
Steven, I don't know any single detail. So how is it that I'm supposed to fucking pass some kind of a judgment on anything that I don't know any single detail about? Okay?
Okay,
No,
let
I
me
don't want to talk about it. I've already told you this. Okay, I've tried to give you proper respect by telling you, showing you care, not cutting you off, not dumping you out, but you won't move on from this thing that you're not respecting me, saying this is something I know nothing about, and I don't want to talk about stuff that I know nothing about.
Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and change tone or change topic. Let's go ahead and talk about construction instead of destruction. So, since you're building a garden, and I completely had a question for you that I really wanted you to answer. Michael, have you ever ended up having cannabis ruderalis?
Some of the seeds that I have that in them.
Are you joking? Like it's cross species, like indica and ruderalis together?
Yeah, they're doing that.
Oh my!
That's how they make the autoflower. That's how they make the autoflower plants.
What do you mean autoflowers? This is a new term I never heard before.
They're not. They're photoperiod plants and autoflower plants. Autoflower plants don't need to change. You can grow them under 24 hours of light and they'll flower. Okay, photoperiod light. You have flowers. You have to change it to 12.
Oh, okay. I got you. It's the whole like.
Okay.
You're literally just trying to grow the terpenes. You're just trying to grow the terpenes in your flowering, or on the light aspect. Yeah. Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, look it up. Actually, autoflowers are the hottest thing right now. So you should go and look it up and research that a little bit because they grow in like 90 days from the time you plant the seed until you harvest them. Some of them 60 days until they're flower and ready to be harvested. 60 days. So.
Really, that is so short of a time.
Yeah.
I mean, like that is crazy because I mean, like.
Yeah, it's a smaller plant. They grow about an ounce of weed, but some of them grow 2 ounces, some of them grow 4 ounces. But you figure you're gonna get about an ounce or maybe a little more out of a decent sized one.
Well,
but they're very popular right now. They're very easy to grow. People say it's the new tomato plant. Like everybody expects your grandma to be growing them in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole thing is that you ended up getting me on another topic about growing. Fuck. Yeah, there's this whole aspect of Martha Stewart said you can go ahead and grow your own poppies, but you can't go ahead and do anything with them, otherwise it's illegal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Tell you the truth. You know what my friend ended up doing? My friend crushed his fucking hand. My friend had to go to like a large hospital in California just to go ahead and get surgery.
Hey, Chris.
Okay.
I mean, Steven, I'm going to go, man. Okay, I don't want to talk about this soap opera stuff, okay? You say, oh, well, yeah, flowers. Let's talk about flowers. I'm done. Okay. Thanks for calling. It's nice to hear from you. I'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, well, I did want to talk about flowers.
Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you again soon. We'll talk again soon about flowers. Okay.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
I do have one quick question. How do you start your seeds?
Yeah, in water, Stephen.
How do you germinate? How do you germinate?
You drop them in water. Distilled water. Just drop them in distilled water for 24 hours and then put them in the ground. Okay?
Okay, you don't put toilet paper. You don't put them in toilet paper.
Yeah, no, I don't like the paper towels.
Oh, okay. I was just curious, like how you ended up doing it.
Okay, Stephen. It's good to hear from you. Okay, some other people trying to call. Okay.
Have fun.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to play a clip, okay? I'm going to play a clip because I need to go and get my torch and my bong, which I was in rush in the last couple minutes here of production to get the web page up with the marijuana, you know, with the Major League Baseball thing. This is like a new thing where we can now do the like a web page, and I can scroll through it up and down, and we can talk about what it says on there, like you know how when Chris calls all the time and he reads from internet pages, maybe we'll be able to pull the pages up and stuff. Who knows? But anyways, I am gonna play a clip. And what we'll do, and then I'm gonna go get my bong while the clip is playing. Okay, and this clip is going to be, again, the New Jersey shooting. And the reason that I want to play it is because we've been talking about this the last couple days. And I mean, I've been playing clips from it because again, I hate seeing all these bullets fly in a residential neighborhood. You know, it just really, that's just at my core. That's like that's bad. That's bad. So let's see, but they talk about the anti-police sentiment and writings that these people had online. Anti-police, they highlight that, like that's an important feature, and also they're labeling this an act of domestic terrorism, right? So I'm gonna go get my pipe and I'll play this clip for you right now. You ready? Here we go.
Now to that deadly gun battle just outside New York City. Authorities are now calling the attack tonight an act of domestic terrorism, and just a short time ago, a plea. They now need the public's help. Surveillance shows the two suspects approaching the kosher market, firing their weapons as they grew near in Jersey City. Was this isolated, and why authorities need that help now? ABC's Adrian Bankert on the scene again tonight.
Newly obtained video shows the suspects entering that market in what the FBI is now calling a hate crime and an act of domestic terror.
We believe that the suspects held views that reflected hatred of the Jewish people, as well as a hatred of law enforcement.
Authorities say the suspects first killed Detective Joseph Seals, then drove to that kosher market in a stolen van outfitted with bullet-resistant panels, armed with 5 guns, including an AR-15 style rifle and a shotgun. They killed 3 people. David Lax hit the floor when the bullets started flying.
They came to kill, and they didn't came to spare anyone.
And Lax tells us that when he stood up, he was facing one of the shooters.
I had the courage, I had the right mind. I just redirected the arm and ran out of the store.
The suspect shooting at him as he is seen here escaping the store, the only one to make it out alive. Overnight, the Jewish community filling the streets to mourn the dead.
You need to call out hate aggressively and firmly and immediately.
Tonight, there is gratitude for the police who battled the suspects for hours.
I can't say enough about those officers. They absolutely saved lives that day.
Their bravery captured in this moment. A female officer seen leaving her position of cover to help a wounded fellow officer to safety.
Helping her fellow officer there, and Adrian joined us again. And authorities tonight now say they believe these 2 suspects were in fact acting alone.
Yes, David, that's right. Acting alone, officials say that the two were actually expressing interest in the group, the Black Israelites, but there's no proof they were ever members, though they did post anti-Semitic and anti-police sentiments online. And now the FBI is asking for the public's help, asking anyone that has photos or video that could help in this investigation to contact them. David?
Adrian, thank you. We turn next tonight.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, and hey, if somehow this offends you guys, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm trying to, we deserve better. You hear me talk about this again and again. I can't stand the cops opening, hundreds of bullets being shot in a residential neighborhood. There just got to be a better way. I mean, I don't know what it is, but hundreds and hundreds of bullets being shot don't seem like the way to go when there's schools all over the place and stuff like that. And then the thing with the anti-police, right? They emphasize this anti-police writings thing again and again. And I have videos on this page say this cop deserved to be hit in the face with a rock. Right? And it's me explaining, how there's basic laws in the universe, and that one of them is every action, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And like 1 second before this cop got hit in the face with the rock, he sprayed a bunch of protesters with pepper spray, and they were not a threat to him until he did that, and then he got hit in the face with the rock. None of the other cops got hit in the face with the rock, but he did. So, and that's why I have a video on here explaining, that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Which again is why when Michael was talking about Trump's executive order yesterday, about claiming that the boycott, divest, and sanction movement on college campuses is now considered a hate crime. I guess that I was hoping there would be protests across the country, but of course, if there was, we probably wouldn't see them anyways, right? Because the freaking news does not like protest. Hello, caller.
Michael, it's me again.
Pete.
Dude, I am barely conscious right now, but I saw that fucking video you just posted, and I have some questions.
Okay.
You're mad about the police firing tons of bullets in this neighborhood. Did these lunatics not just pull up to this fucking store and start opening fucking fire?
Yeah, it sure looks like that's what they did.
Yeah, from the footage, that's exactly what the fuck they did.
Well, footage,
so what the fuck? I don't understand.
Footage can certainly be manipulated. I don't know if that's what they did. It looks like that's what they did. That's why I said it looks like that's what they did.
Dude, they just showed the security footage from the camera.
Right, it looks like that's what they did. Did you call to argue with me?
Yeah, they came in and fucking opening fire.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. It looks like that's what they did.
These fucking people.
Okay.
I don't mean to attack you, dude. I don't understand why you're so upset that the police responded to a fucking shooting. But, I mean, the only way to deal with this issue was to fucking shoot these crazy fucking lunatics. I'm sorry. I mean, what the fuck else were they going to do?
But do you have... Okay, look, man. Okay, look. These guys are trained, right? They train constantly with shooting, right? They train to shoot, right? That's part of their job, right? Okay, and they have to do that. They have to do that because bullets travel, and you have to be very accurate with your shooting, all right? So if they're accurate with their shooting, then they should be able to get in position and 1 or 2 people shoot. Not hundreds and hundreds of bullets being flying in a residential neighborhood.
Mike,
yes.
I understand what you're saying, but look, cops are just fucking regular guys like me and fucking you.
No,
if I was a cop and I got
cops are training on video games, and then they act as if they're playing a video game in these situations. Cops should never, ever be training on video games.
You're bringing up a different thing. Look,
no, I'm not.
Mike, listen to me, all right?
Okay.
If I was a fucking cop and I got a report, and I would never be a fucking cop in a million years, but if I was a cop and I got a fucking call that we had some fucking crazy lunatics shooting up the fucking Jewish store, I mean, you know, and they're all armed and they've already fucking shot at a bunch of people, you know, you show up there, okay, look, an average cop is not a fucking, you know, Green Beret fucking sniper. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to be able to do.
Those guys were SWAT. There was SWAT everywhere. I mean, these guys are supposed to be very highly trained, ready to deal with these type of situations.
Well, Mike, they're not. They're regular people like you and me. And they gotta light these motherfuckers up to make sure they're fucking dead.
Well, then maybe they should be getting better training and better guidance in how to deal with situations like this. Because it was my understanding that they were getting trained to deal with exactly this type of situation, which is becoming more and more prevalent. And if their training is to everybody open fire and shoot hundreds of bullets, then that's some pretty shitty training, in my opinion.
Well, it's not like they're fucking shooting bullets into the surrounding area. They're shooting bullets at these fucking crazy lunatic fucking people. And look, you can fucking try to say all day, well, you know, they should get better training. Look, if you're the type of guy who's in the spot in that type of situation, like, I can't even imagine being in that fucking kind of situation. It must be fucking crazy. Like, I sympathize with cops and fucking and military people that get put in these fucking kind of situations where they panic and they fucking pump a bunch of bullets into a fucking guy. It's like, look, I mean, what the fuck would you do? I couldn't even fucking fathom being in that fucking position for a fucking second. You know, and we beat these people up. Look, they're just fucking regular people trying to do their fucking jobs. I'm sorry. And you know what? Were any civilians killed? No. But as far as I know, there weren't. So, good. They fucking lit these motherfuckers up and made sure they were fucking dead. And good.
Good. Okay. Yeah, well, I don't have a problem with them killing them. I just have a problem with them shooting hundreds and hundreds of bullets when there's school children all over the place, when there's all kinds of innocent bystanders. I mean, that's just my training, okay? And I have very basic training. You don't shoot when there's fucking a bunch of people around because bullets travel. That was the first thing that I fucking learned, okay? And you certainly don't shoot hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fucking bullets.
Well, they got to make sure that these motherfuckers are dead. And who knows? Maybe they shot all those bullets because this guy was taking cover behind the fucking, you know, the counter where the register was. So they had to fucking light it up to make sure the motherfucker was dead.
No, they didn't. Okay, that's the whole point, Pete. Okay, they can wait. Okay, if they're, you know, if they got it fucking contained to this fucking store, then they can wait. Okay, it's locked down. They're not going anywhere. Wait for the motherfuckers to make a move. And then boom, 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 5 shots, they're dead.
Or how about you just fucking light them the fuck up and fucking kill them?
Yeah, how about you just shoot hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bullets when there's little old ladies and fucking children all over the place? How about we do that? That's a much better plan. That's a much better plan, Pete.
You live in fucking New York City, and New York City is a fucking crazy place. That's how it is. And do you think the police want to wait around all fucking day to starve these guys out? Fuck it, I'm with them.
If this was just New York City, I wouldn't give a fuck. It's not just New York City, and this is why I point this out. This is why this is so important. Because this is shooting hundreds and hundreds of bullets when there's children and a whole bunch of other civilians around is not okay.
Mike, what is a bigger risk? The fucking police shooting bullets into the store or the fucking lunatic guys fucking trying to rob the fucking... I think those guys are a bigger danger. So whatever means we need to do to fucking kill these fucking scumbags.
They're saying somehow that it wasn't a robbery. You're saying they're trying to rob. They're saying it wasn't a robbery. They're saying it was a terrorist attack. Okay.
I don't know what the fuck it was, but regardless of what the fuck it was, these guys came in shooting up the fucking place. I don't care what they're fucking, who they are, what their intentions were, whether they're around as terrorists. I don't give a fuck. You come into a fucking store, fucking shooting bullets. I don't feel bad that the cops pump 100 bullets into you. And look, I mean,
and you don't have a kid in one of the surrounding schools, and who knows how many cops, how many bullets they're going to shoot when this happens the next time. Okay, if we don't say something about it, because it's not okay. If we don't say something about it, then it will get worse. And this is what happened.
Who gives a fuck? Maybe if they didn't pump all those hundreds of bullets into that fucking store, then one of those guys might have lived and might have actually killed somebody else.
Maybe if you had children or someone that you cared about, you would give a fuck, Pete. Okay?
Mike, I honestly, if I had a kid that I was walking hand in hand by this fucking store by, I mean, it's not a safe situation regardless of who. It's a dangerous situation, fucking regardless. I mean, dude, it's not like the fucking cops are fucking firing bullets into the fucking air and shooting it at fucking civilians. They're shooting it into this fucking store that these fucking
They're shooting it into metal and concrete and glass, and fucking bullets bounce and travel. Have you ever shot a gun? Do you have any training?
Yes, I've shot many guns.
Okay.
Mike, I'm sure there was no. Do you really think there was fucking people just walking down the fucking sidewalk like
I saw people running and fucking ducking for cover and all kinds of shit. And in the first video that I played of this story, one of the kids was talking about at the school was talking about how they were hearing all the bullets flying and they were just fucking ducking down with their hands over their head, trying to be as small as they could. Because bullets travel, and if you're small, maybe it won't hit you.
Dude, yeah. Well, what the fuck, dude? What do you expect them to do? There's a bunch of crazy fucking lunatics shooting up this fucking store. They gotta calm down.
I told you. You don't need to have every fucking adrenaline junkie cop opening fire. Okay, you put 2 or 3 strategically placed sharp shooters, the guys who know what they're doing. Bap, bap, bap. It's done. That's how it works.
Do you think, Mike?
I know. I know.
Do you think the police are not that fucking organized? They're made up of fucking regular fucking people like you and me. They're not fucking Navy SEALs, and they responded to the situation as best they could. And maybe the guys panicked a little bit and pumped maybe a few too many rounds in there, but they were just probably panicking and fucking scared and just wanted to make sure the motherfucker was dead so that they didn't get fucking killed. That's all I'm saying. And you're right. Maybe it was a little bit excessive, all the bullets. But hey, you try putting yourself in that fucking situation. And if I was in that fucking situation, you bet your ass I would have pumped a fucking 200 rounds into that fucking store to make sure those motherfuckers were dead. So that when I went in there, they didn't fucking shoot me in the fucking head.
See, I made a conscious decision, okay, not to put myself in that situation. I grew up in this situation. I grew up around cops. Did you grow up around cops? I grew up around cops. Used to go out and hang out with them all the time. They're fucking... when you say they're normal people, yeah, they got fucking problems just like normal people. They got substance abuse just like normal people. They're angry just like normal people. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I know cops. I could have easily gone that direction. It's not, I make conscious choices in life. You say, put yourself in that situation. I, again, was in that situation. I walked away from it because it's just ugliness. But the cops choose to put themselves in this situation. Now, if they don't have proper training to deal with this, then they better get on that. If they're not able to fucking not shit themselves and shoot somebody 2 seconds after they fucking say, put your hands in the air, then they...
Do you think it's that easy? Do you think it's that easy, dude? Do you think you can just train somebody to not fucking, in that type of situation, to not kind of buckle a little bit? I don't care how fucking trained you are. When you get put in a situation like that where you might fucking die, it's hard to, I don't care how trained you are. It's tough to, behave in the most, sensible fucking ways. That's all I'm saying.
And again,
I don't know.
If you have this fear, because this is the deal, these guys go into combat, they don't have this fear, okay?
Dude, they have fear because there's a bunch of fucking armed lunatics shooting up this fucking store, Mike.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. No, but that's what they signed on for, dude. That's what they signed up for.
Whatever, dude. I take all this cop shit by a case-by-case basis. I don't think that, if you're a cop, that means you're the type of person that does this and that, whatever. I take it by a case-by-case basis. And in this particular case, yeah, they maybe shot a few too many rounds, but whatever. They fucking panicked, and they wanted to make sure that they didn't fucking die. And so I understand. And yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe the training protocols could be a little bit better, but whatever.
Not could be. Absolutely should be. Absolutely should be. I mean, if this is the situation that we're expecting to happen more and more, because this is what we're expecting, this is what we've been waiting for since 2001. The terrorists are coming to get you. This is a terrorist event. Okay, so this is what they've had 20 years to prepare for this. And now, and they've militarized, and what, they just haven't got the training part done yet, Pete? I mean, look, because you see them militarized, those guys they all had the automatic weapons. That's why they're shooting hundreds of bullets, because they can. They have the guns that can do that.
Dude, it's not like they were just fucking dealing with some ragtag guy with a fucking six-chamber fucking 6-shooter revolver. These guys were fucking prepared, man.
One of them had a shotgun, which is pretty much no threat to the guys if you're standing off fucking 20 yards with your AR.
Fuck that, dude. I'm glad they lit these fuckers up. I wouldn't have been mad if they put 200 bullets in that fucking store.
It's not a matter of, they put they shot hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bullets, and I guarantee you some of them didn't even hit the fucking store. Okay? They went other places because that's what bullets do, and it's not good. And the problem is that they're all jacked up on adrenaline, and they're all jacked up on fear, like you're saying. And then and they have whatever anger issues and substance abuse issues and the whole fucking soap opera like everybody else, and then they got this fucking shit on top of it. Okay? Look, if you aren't prepared to deal with this shit, you need to get a different job. If you're not prepared to not shoot somebody 1 second after they fucking jumped out of the car and shot Trayvon Martin 2 seconds after they fucking jumped out of the car. A 12-year-old playing in the park. Not Trayvon Martin. What was that kid's name? Trayvon Martin was the other guy. Anyways, look. Okay, it's just there's a better way. And it's not that complicated. And if they can't deal with not shooting hundreds and hundreds of bullets, maybe everybody there shouldn't have a gun. Okay?
Mike, I agree with you. Yeah. But look, it doesn't matter. Look, do you know how hard it is to be a police enforcement officer?
No, I don't.
Dude, I'm not either, but I can only imagine how fucking hard that is.
Right.
To deal with the fucking, that level of stress.
And which I did. As a kid growing up around cops.
Day, like, that's what these guys have to fucking deal with.
That's what you sign up for. If you don't know that that's what you're signing up for, when you sign up for it, then, and then once you realize that that's what you're into, if you can't move beyond this fear of, I'm going to die, I have to fear about dying every day, that's not the job for you. Okay? It's not. Find another job. Find another job.
It's not that fucking simple, Mike. It's not that simple. Look, look, no one's gonna get fucking used to fucking bullets flying over their fucking head, it's not a fucking easy thing to get used to, dude. That's why I sympathize with the cops. Are like, oh, this cop panicked and he shot a guy. It's like, well, he's a fucking cop and he probably thought he was going to die. Fuck. This case in particular, I completely sympathize with these cops. I don't feel bad at all.
I don't have a problem. Like I said, I don't have a problem with them ending these people. is the shooting of hundred. I told you, Pete. In the first video that I played, they're talking. There's a little kid talking about how he's crouching down with his hands over his head, trying to make himself small so the bullets don't get them. Okay, this is. And there's just a better way, and for whatever it seems like a hideous lack of training. I told you how.
How are you going to respond to it? The child has to cower with their fucking hand over their heads because there's police responding to a lunatic fucking shooter that's fucking shooting up the fuck. What do you want him to fucking do? Be diplomatic with the fucking guy? Oh, sir, please fuck that. Shoot him and fucking kill him.
No,
fuck that.
I have no problem with them shooting and killing them. I have a problem with them shooting hundreds. They said 30,000 children were on lockdown in the schools surrounding them. 30,000.
Dude, it's New York City. It's fucking super densely populated. I mean, what the fuck?
Right. And they're shooting hundreds and hundreds of bullets in this densely populated area. And bullets.
Dude, it's a one-off incident. It's not like this kind of fucking shit happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
No, well, maybe in the fucking inner cities and the fucking ghettos and shit, but not in a fucking Jewish.
It just happened in Philadelphia. It happened in L.A. not long ago. In a market, the cops chased some guy and he crashed his car and he ran into the market and the fucking cops started shooting bullets on a Sunday afternoon into a market in a residential neighborhood, and he shot like the manager of the store. The cops shot the manager of the store and another, I think, a child, and they both died, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is what I'm telling you. This is they have to address this without fear. Okay? That's their job.
Yeah, well, Mike, I'm taking, again, I'm going to repeat myself. I take this as a case-by-case basis type of thing. In this case, I'm not talking about the other guy where the cops shot the fucking store manager. In this particular case, I think the cops handled it okay. Maybe a few less rounds could have been fired, but whatever. I understand because they want to make sure that they're safe and that the public is. And who knows? Maybe if they didn't fire all those hundreds of rounds into the fucking store, one of those assholes would have lived and killed somebody else or killed a cop or somebody. Who fucking knows? You know, but like I said, it's, you know, it's just, I feel like people give cops a lot of shit, and I'm not a fan of, you know, police officers and police, and the type of people, type of person they have to be to become a cop, you know, is, you know, I'm not even going to get into that. But I just
like
I
said,
think
Pete,
that,
I grew up around.
Mike, I just think that as a police officer, it's a difficult line of work to be in. And, you know, when you're put into situations where you're stressed and there's bullets are fucking flying, how the fuck are you going to react? Even if you are, like, as trained, you know, as well as you can possibly fucking be, it's even the best training you can possibly get is not going to prepare you for the actual experience of, you know, a shootout like that. And you may not do the most rational things in the moment, but you know, they're just trying to fucking protect the public, dude. I really, I believe that. I mean, I don't know. In this particular instance.
And again, that's the kind of cops that we want, the ones that we can believe in, the ones we can call heroes, and protect the public. But by shooting hundreds and hundreds of bullets, I question how much they are protecting the public. And they're
Mike, I think they were just scared. They were just scared. That's why.
Well, that's not okay. Okay? I mean, I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. These guys that do the job move beyond the fear. The guys that do the job right, they move beyond the fear. Okay? They understand it, and they kind of thrive on it.
Do you know how hard it is to be a perfect cop?
I'm not.
Oh my fucking God.
I don't think there is such a thing. I don't think there is such a thing. Okay?
It's tough, yeah, because we're all fucking human beings, dude. No one's fucking RoboCop. No one's fucking perfect.
I grew up around them. I don't think... Okay, I told you that they're human. They're flawed. They're just like us. The problem is they're above the law, and there aren't consequences when they shoot hundreds of bullets and the bullets travel and, you know, innocent people die. There are not consequences. Those people the cops in LA didn't get charged with anything after shooting into a store filled with people on a Sunday afternoon. After chasing a fucking robber or whatever it was into that store. I'm just saying, there's no need to just fucking open fire. Okay, they had time to position people and people who know how to fucking shoot. There's got to be some of them. I guarantee. No. Listen to what I'm saying. I guarantee you, there are some of them who take one shot and they're like done. It's done. Okay.
Yeah, dude, those guys are in fucking Afghanistan right now with fucking green berets on their head. Fucking people that are that good are not working for the NYC fucking police department. It's just a bunch of regular fucking schleps like you and me.
No, they're not. I mean, the majority of them are, but there are a percentage of these guys. I said a percentage who can do this, and they live. I mean, they come to protect. That's why they take this job. Okay, and they're not in fucking Afghanistan where they could be making $1,500 a day as a contractor. Instead, they're working in these fucking shithole U.S. cities that they love because that's their place. And they're trying to make it better. And they can take care of business. But it's all these other people that you're talking about that should not be cops. And this is who I'm talking about. And this is the point, Pete. Okay? It should not just anybody should be a fucking cop. Okay? That's all there is to it.
Completely. But I'm just, Mike, I agree with you. But in this particular instance, I'm not all that outraged, to be honest with you. Maybe the amount of bullets fired was a bit excessive. Maybe the police need to be trained that, hey, you don't need to fire so much, but the police are trained to eliminate the fucking threat, And, because honestly, if I was that guy, I would fire extra rounds to make sure the motherfucker's dead. So when I actually go to enter the building, he doesn't put a fucking bullet in my head. Fuck that. Make sure he's dead. And look, it's New York City. That's just how New York City is. There's lots of people around. It's very densely populated. It sucks. It's an unfortunate incident. And every now and then, you gotta fucking deal with motherfuckers like this, like that. That's just how it fucking is. It's life. And life's not perfect. And life's not peaceful. And we're gonna have fucking scumbag, crazy fucking people that every now and then need to be shot. That's just fucking how it is, dude. I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything other than that, Pete. Did I?
Well, you're making a big deal about the excessive amount of bullets that were fired, and I'm just trying to say that, they just wanted to make sure the threat was eliminated.
And this is what I've said again and again when cops shoot bullets in residential neighborhoods, okay? Because when they open fire and they don't just shoot a couple of shots to take care of what needs to be taken care of, all of them, 10, 15 of them open fire and are shooting fucking dozens and dozens of bullets till there's nothing left in their gun. Okay? Then, in a residential neighborhood, it's unnecessary. It's an execution. Again, this time it probably needed to be an execution, but it doesn't need to happen like that. How you have every fucking cop adrenalized up and then fucking fearing for their life because it's dark outside or whatever. Fucking just back the fuck up if you can't handle it, man.
It's so easy for someone who's not a cop to say this kind of shit.
If you can't handle it, don't do it. Okay?
There's not a lot of people that are cut out for that.
Don't be a cop. Man, if you can't we want these cops that we want to respect and love. And if you're not able to fucking deal with somebody because you're afraid, and your first instinct is to shoot a woman because you see a woman in a glass, through a glass, and you're investigating an open door, doing a fucking welfare check because there's a neighbor.
You're talking about something completely different from what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about cops. I'm talking about cops.
I'm not talking about cops. I'm talking about this instance. Specifically,
I'm talking about
generally, Mike. I think cops are pieces of fucking shit. I agree with you. I
didn't say that.
But in this instance,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's we all know you don't like cops, Mike. Don't fucking
I
try
just
to lie
told you I grew up around cops, dude. Okay, and again,
I know, and
I don't attach these labels like I over and over again. I tell people to stop doing that. Okay, so no, I didn't do that, and I don't do that. Okay, and I take every person as an individual, including cops. But as a group,
I don't think that's necessarily true, Mike.
As a group, they are completely different than as individuals. As a group,
Yeah.
they are pretty much the biggest gang in the country, and the laws don't apply to them. And they're heavily armed, and they'll bully anybody they want. And you're like, yeah, go right ahead. And they should be able to, right, Pete?
Huh?
And they should be able to.
To do what?
To bully anyone they want. Prove that they're the biggest bullies on the motherfucking block. That's why they shoot all these bullets, Pete. To prove, to show all the other people that they're the ones.
I disagree with you there. You think all these cops are on this fucking ego trip, and I'm not saying that there's cops that aren't. There's definitely a lot of cops that are. There's too many cops that are. But I'm saying in this particular instance, Mike, I'm not trying to talk about all cops, but I think in this particular instance, the cops were firing all those bullets not out of machismo, we got to show them who's boss kind of thing. It was out of fear. It was to make sure that they didn't die and to make sure that the threat was eliminated. That's all I'm trying to fucking say.
No, that's the reason that they're all armed like this, and they have the ability to shoot hundreds and hundreds of bullets like this. Not because it's necessary. Not because it's necessary, Pete. Because they have to prove that they're the biggest bullies on the block, and they will prove that at any given moment. So and whatever. Look, and that all started in the 80s, and that's where we lost our fucking to serve and protect cops, because that's what we need, and they're just not there. I mean, all the fucking cops, they don't have that on the cars anymore, to serve and protect. And it's been proven in court again and again that they have no actual fucking responsibility to protect anyone. So that's
I don't
again
even
why
want to
they're
talk about this shit. I just want to talk about this one instance in particular. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, you want to talk about police in general, which is an issue I can't even discuss right now because I'm fucking baked as fuck.
No, Pete, look, I just want to point. No, I don't. Again, this particular instance, the reason I keep coming back to this, the reason I went to it in the first place is because, again, 30,000 kids on lockdown, which means they're all within the vicinity of this fucking issue that's going on.
Because it's in New York City, dude. It's in New York fucking City, Mike.
And they're shooting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bullets. Okay? This is the problem. I've brought this up again and again. This why I played this.
Dude, that's what happens when a bunch of fucking lunatics shoot up a fucking shop in the middle of New York City, dude. What the fuck do you expect?
I've told you, Pete, I expect them to handle it like there's fucking innocent civilians everywhere and bullets travel. That's what I expect.
I don't think you know cops as well as you say you do.
It's a very, very simple rule. No, I do know cops. It's a very, very simple...
Dude, do you think they're going to go up to... Do you think the police are going to approach a situation like that all diplomatic? Like, okay, shooters, let's hear your side of it. Let's try to shoot as little bullets as possible and make sure we don't piss off the fucking shooters. No, fuck that. They're going to,
No, fuck that. They're going to come in like the biggest bully in the block with a fucking sledgehammer and fucking smash everything.
It's not a fucking bully, dude. They're fucking
burn it to the motherfucking
they shot up the fucking store. They're not bullying anybody. They're responding to a fucking shooting, asshole.
It's how they act. Okay, look, I told you, if you come in and you act like you're organized and you fucking take care of business, then there isn't going to need to be hundreds and hundreds of bullets shot. Okay, we have them contained. They're not going anywhere. The second they show their fucking heads, bam, done. We're out of here.
Well, maybe we need to get more fucking Green Berets in the fucking, New York Police Department.
Maybe we need to get rid of the goddamn police unions that won't act. They act like nobody should ever get fired from being a cop. Okay, and get some people in there who actually are able to lead and command and take care of a situation like this. Okay,
Mike. I mean, what you want? What it sounds like you want some really elite fucking thoroughly trained fucking people to come in there and just take these guys out with fucking 4 shots, and like that's not always realistic, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I understand it's not realistic always.
The people that are that elite, the people that are that good at killing people are fucking in the Middle East right now.
This
you know
is
what I mean?
this is the police. This is the police job. At least some of them Okay, and if they're not training every day to be able to come in and go BAP done, okay, then they're not earning their paycheck. Okay, and that is the police job. Not all of them, but there is this elite police, and they do come in and they are train to be able to be that. Okay, and
yeah, well, clearly those motherfuckers weren't there that day.
Clearly, there's no real leadership. If hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bullets are flying, there's no real leadership. This is what I'm telling you, Pete. Okay, and that again comes back to this police union job where we got these fucking fat asses who haven't run a lap in fucking 20 years. They're not going to be able to deal with anything. They don't know what the fuck is going on, and they want to go out and act like they're in charge of shit. Okay, we need people who actually know how to do this and put them in charge, not some guy who's been there for fucking 25 years. Okay.
Well, Mike, let me tell you from personal experience that good help is hard to find, brother.
Yeah, no, I hear.
And the police, just like every other fucking company in the world, like at my company, right? Like we would love some good engineers and really smart, educated, scientific people. We can't find them, and it's the same fucking thing with the police department. You know, every major company, you know, every company struggles with they want good help and they just can't fucking find it. And you gotta make do with what you got. You know, so.
I don't think it's true. I think that I don't think it's true. I think that you set qualifications and you fucking and you pay a proper amount of money, you know. And if it has to be $1,500 a day, like it is in Afghanistan, which it doesn't have to be, it just has to be enough for the cops to be able to live, you know, a good life. You know, I mean,
Mike, here's the real solution. We're here yelling at each other, but here's the real solution. We end all these stupid fucking wars and bring all these real trained killers that are in the Middle East right now, and we bring them over here to deal with the fucking criminals that we have in America and stop these fucking wars in the Middle East that are based on nothing but exploitation of other fucking countries' resources. How about that? See, we really, at the end of the day, we all agree, don't we?
This is all I keep saying, Pete, is to bring, you know, is to end the wars. You know this. I mean, this is the big problem, is that we have this never-ending fucking sinkhole that we just keep throwing more and more money into, and you know, it makes no sense, unless of course you're a war profiteer, and it doesn't represent any of us, because none of us want war anymore. We're done with that. So,
well, here's what I'm hoping for, Mike, is that one day, like, all this green technology, solar, biofuels, all this shit will it'll become profitable for all these big corporations, and then they'll start to transition off of fucking oil. And, you know, I think we're getting there pretty soon. But I don't think like climate change or like destroying the planet is going to stop these people. I think it's money. Money is what drives these people, and I think that you know, they have scientists working on biofuels and green fuels and alternative, all this shit, because they know they can't continue with, you know, the path they've been going in. So I think I'm optimistic, actually, that, you know, we'll get some alternative, you know, energy source and there'll be a grand giant transition in the future soon. I think, I don't know.
I recommend hemp. I think that would make a great energy source. So we're clear.
No, that's for us, bro. That's not for them.
No, it'd make a great energy source.
They would. They wouldn't embrace it.
No, of course not. I mean, everyone could grow in their backyard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they.
Okay, Pete.
Anyways, I gotta go, Mike. My brownies are fucking kicking, bro.
Okay, Pete. Okay, that's good news, Pete. Glad to hear it.
All right. Bye-bye. I hate to yell at you. I love you. Bye-bye. Tulsi gives me a boner.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. Like I said, I knew that he was high on the last one. I had a feeling that he would call back because he didn't say anything about Tulsi. And he always ends with something about Tulsi. So, in fact, he always ends that exact same way. And he didn't end the first time. So, and again, I grew up around cops. I'm not anti-cop. As again, I take everyone as individuals. and I've done my best always to treat cops that way too. It's just as a whole, as a unit, as a gang, they are the biggest thugs on the block. Okay, and they decided at a certain point in the 80s that they were going to, during the crack epidemic, that they needed to prove that they were the biggest bullies on the block. That's when the whole militarization of the police took over. and then 9/11, and that just like upped it, and then of course Barack Obama like sealed the deal with the militarization of the police. Hello, caller.
Hey, Mox, how are you doing tonight?
Are you calling to yell at me too, Chris?
No.
Everybody's
yelling
at me, Chris. Everybody's yelling at me.
I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling at you. I wanted to say good job, Mike and Craig, for making that happen with the information in the background, with the websites in the background on the screen. Very cool. It's a lot easier to follow the text while people are talking. That's a great improvement.
I really like being able to that you can actually scroll through the where is that at? Oh, I don't know where it went. Is that it over there? Oh, there it is. Okay. I really like that you can scroll. I don't know what's happening here. I can't see it. Anyways, I really like that you can scroll up and down, and because before I was able to put like a still picture up before, but being able to scroll up and down and follow the text like you're saying it seems like a really big deal.
Easy to read, and it's a great way to promote Marijuana Moments, which is nice, so that people can go to get their daily marijuana news clips. That's good, and I was going to bring up that same story as well, but the link that I had was from Reuters. It was the same story, but there was one quote at the end, and it's really fast. It says this. It says, Kellyanne Conway, a senior counselor to U.S. President Donald Trump, praised the updated policy, the Major League Baseball policy, in a written statement. We commend Major League Baseball and MLB Players Association for promoting treatment and recovery for those suffering from the disease of addiction and opioid misuse, Conway said. We appreciate the example that a trusted and beloved American institution is setting for others. And that was from Reuters. The article was called Baseball Removes Marijuana from Drugs of Abuse to Test Major League Players for Opioids. But in the article, like the article that you cited, they also note that baseball is going to be tolerant of marijuana use for minor and major league players. So it's just going to be like don't ask, don't tell, we don't care, which is frankly the way it should be. Anyway, that was good news. But that quote from Kellyanne Conway, the reason I shared it is because I think that the more I thought about this tonight, I really think the Democrats are fucked. I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Biden, any of these people, but I honestly think that the nails are going in on the coffin. The trade deal with China looks like it's going to go through. $50 billion of agricultural products will be sold to China. No tariffs on their products. Also, that guy Boris Johnson is going to be the new Prime Minister of England, or Britain, according to exit polling that's been released in the last 5 or 6 hours. And all of that together means it's not good for the Democrats.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I think the Democrats have seen this coming for a while, and that is really the whole point of the impeachment, is some kind of an election-type ploy to try and paint Donald Trump as some type of a criminal who's not deserving of the presidency, because that's their last fucking thing that's the last fucking trick that they have to pull out of their bag.
I read more than one, probably 3 articles last week about Jeremy Corbyn's victory this week being the motivator that's going to make the left in Europe and the left in the United States kind of stand up, and it'll be kind of a motivator for the American public to support Bernie. I heard that argument. And the one thing I didn't hear in those articles, and even though polling was saying that he was going to lose, which it looks like he did, but I didn't hear in those articles what the progressives in the United States think about a right-wing backlash that wins. And it looks like he's picking up 70 seats in Parliament out of 650. And it also looks like it's going to be a landslide victory on par with what Margaret Thatcher achieved in 1980, which was huge.
It looks like a giant landslide victory for
and the reason is they said that the British people were fucking sick and tired of this kind of, blah, 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 halfway this, halfway that.
Back and forth. Back and forth.
They wanted a decisive action.
Yeah.
Yep, and their referendum. This is kind of similar to like what's going on with the car tabs in Washington State. I don't know if you've been following the story, but there was a referendum in Washington State that was passed, and it's concerning car tabs.
Right.
And it isn't really good legislation, but it does reduce the cost for the ordinary person, and it's very popular. It was a popular referendum, and it passed. And now
it's popular because the car tabs have kind of gone crazy over the last few years, last 10 years or so. Yeah.
$200 to register an old car for the year. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So, I understand, but it's also because they can't find a way to tax the rich people. They're not taxing corporations like they should, and they don't have any kind of progressive income tax. So they get their revenue by taxing everybody, which is always regressive and hurts the poor people. So I understand the reasoning behind the referendum, and it passed. But all that said, the problem is that the governor is stopping it.
Right. What passed is that all car tabs cost $30 now, right?
That's right.
Yeah. That's what passed. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on it's just Seattle or Washington State? Just Seattle, right?
It's Washington State.
Washington State. All car tabs. The voters voted to make it so that all car tabs cost $30 a year now, and the government, the governor, somebody, whoever the opposite side has been is it the Attorney General? Whoever it is, they put blocks.
It's the governor. It's the Attorney General.
They put blocks in the path and said that the title of the initiative was misleading. So the vote is null and void because apparently $30 car tabs didn't sound good to the public. But they're doing everything they can to try and block it. So go ahead, Chris. I just want to make sure not everybody knows what it is you're talking about. I just want to make sure everybody knows.
I understand and I appreciate that. I don't recall it's like 196 or 296 the initiative number, but what's the point here is the governor is stopping the legislation, and also the city of Seattle has filed lawsuits. So the governor is slowing the legislation down, and he's going to try to wait until these courts to make their decision. So he's blocking the implementation of the initiative, and it's exactly what they did with the legalization of marijuana initiative, which was from the left, right? You can say car tabs is from the right, legalization of herb is from the left. But the Democratic governor in the state blocked or slowed down the initiative process.
Well, I think the car tabs thing is a pretty universal thing, honestly.
But that pisses people off, is what I'm saying. And that's what happened in Brexit, right?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they voted, and half of the people voted to leave the European Union, and then the government had a mandate. They were supposed to follow the referendum, and they ignored the wishes of the people for a couple of years, and they're pissed. And tonight was, the consequence of that. And as a result of it, the fucking right wing won.
I agree.
Uh-oh. All right.
Uh-oh.
So, hi,
sorry. Hold on.
Michael.
Hold on.
My YouTube.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Sorry. Go ahead.
So that was the British elections. The police shooting, but not the police intervening in New Jersey. There was a website that if you can find it, there's two websites that I think you could show your audience that would be very useful for them, references they could use in the future. One of them is a website called, it's a one word, Killed by Police. KILLEDBYPOLICE.net. And what it is it's a police shooting database and it's been updated this month. I think it was updated on the 4th of December. And if you look, it has the date on the left, and then it has a little red dot, and then it says the name of the person, their age, gender, race, where they were, and so forth, and whether they were armed or not. And then if you click on the green dot, it opens up and it gives you a link to a story. Like on 11/29/2019, an unidentified person was shot in Seattle. So there's a link to the Q13 news story so that you can actually find out what the story is. And what I found real quickly was I think it was like 850 people have been killed so far this year by the police.
Yeah.
And only 35 police officers this year, 35 police officers were killed in the line of duty. Right? And I saw another statistic that said many of those police officers were killed in the South. And I'm not, that's kind of a little bio-regional, discrimination or whatever. But I wonder if that's the case because law enforcement tactics might be more oppressive in the South, and also wages and economic conditions, like in poor African American neighborhoods. I
think also the gun, how you say, people, not people, but the gun lifestyle. I don't want. That's not the word I'm looking for, but the gun lifestyle is more prevalent in the South. Maybe like just more, just more people carrying guns. Maybe
more willing, maybe, to defend themselves against the police if they're confronted by the police.
Yeah.
So this one article I pulled up from Q13. This is an example of like a normal police shooting. Suspect, and this happened November 29th in Eatonville, which is pretty close to where I live. Says suspect dead after deputy involved shooting near Eatonville, Washington. A man is dead early Friday morning. According to Pierce County Sheriff's Department, investigators say a homeowner confronted the driver of an unknown truck who parked in his driveway. After an argument erupted, the homeowner fired a gun into the ground as a warning shot at 12:30 in the morning. The driver fled. The homeowner called 911 after he fired the weapon in his yard. The sheriff's office says while they were investigating the initial call, deputies say they got another call of a crash on Mountain Highway East and determined it was the same person. For reasons still under investigation, the sheriff's office say deputies had to fire on the suspect during the confrontation. The identity of the suspect hasn't been released. A passenger in the truck, along with the occupants of the other car in the crash, suffered minor injuries, but will be okay. The 3 deputies involved in the shooting weren't hurt and have been placed on administrative leave during the investigation. So there you go. We don't have any details. We just know that that's how it often works in those stories.
Look, I'm going to play a clip here real quick, Chris. So hold on just a sec, okay? I am muting.
Turning now to the United States, where the Department of Defense says it's test-fired a ground-launched intermediate-range ballistic missile from a base in California. The Pentagon made the announcement in a statement on Thursday. This is the second time the United States has test-launched a type of missile that had been banned by the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, known as the INF. The first test was held in August after the U.S. pulled out of the treaty. The Nuclear Arms Control Treaty between the U.S. and Russia banned the development of such missiles. But the Defense Department said it would start developing intermediate-range missiles to counter China and Russia after the administration under President Donald Trump ended the treaty.
I'm back. You there still, Chris? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. Okay, so and the reason I want to play that story real quick, which that was about the Pentagon testing an ICBM, an intercontinental type missile, which is banned on the intercontinental missile, the ICBM treaty, or one of the recent treaties that Trump just demolished, and this is the second test that we've done this year of this type of missile. Again, it was banned.
These are like intermediate range cruise missiles, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That are placed in Europe. They're placed in Europe. So they're kind of placed like in Germany and in Poland, and they're pointed towards Russia, and they're very fast missiles.
And they're not supposed to be being developed, but they've been testing these for a couple times this year, which means that they didn't just all of a sudden they've been banned, so they didn't just all of a sudden say, okay, we're ending the ban, which I think they did this year also. We're ending the ban. This nuclear treaty, we're leaving it, and then they started making these missiles. For them to be testing them this quickly means that they've been building them for years and years, and that's apparently the reason that we left the ban in the first place. Well, I mean, that's what that tells me, since we've been building them for years, that they were now ready, and the fucking fuck the treaty, because we've been saying fuck the treaty all along, because we've been building those missiles, getting ready to say fuck the treaty. So that's what I see happening there. Anyways, so
no, and when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1990 or something, 1991, when it dissolved, we made them a promise that we would not go beyond the borders of NATO with our military alliance, and just within a matter of a few years, we started bringing these countries that were former Soviet satellites into NATO, and I mean, encouraging them to sign up for NATO and bringing them into the umbrella of NATO, U.S. empire. So from the very beginning, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, we lied to those people. We've always lied about our intention, because as capitalists, our goal in the world is to make money. It's about profit, and you need natural resources and cheap labor. So you can say anything you want, but in the long run, they want the resources of Russia to develop as they please. And for the rest of time, they will spend their energy trying to get those resources and that labor from East Asia. That's their modus operandi.
It seems like it has been for quite some time now, and again, this is why we have to bring attention to things like this. It's not because I'm trying to scare anybody with the new Cold War, which looks like they're trying to make into a hot war. I'm not trying to, I don't come out here and go, Russia, 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 like somehow Russia is our enemy. I don't even view Russia in those ways. I don't view China in those ways. I just think that, the military-industrial complex is never-ending looking for an enemy, never-ending desiring the next enemy to have so that they can profit off of. And I've just had enough of that, When
I was a teenager, I told you, like as a person in my early 20s, I demonstrated against nuclear war. And it was a part of my program. It was something that I really felt that I needed to do for a couple of years. Go, every month or two, go out to a demonstration and carry a sign talking about how I'm opposed to nuclear war. But over time, I am opposed to nuclear weapons and I'm opposed to nuclear war. But I honestly believe that the deterrent that is in place right now is not necessarily a bad thing. Something I might not have believed when I was 18 years old. And the only reason I say that is because I am thoroughly convinced that if Russia and China did not have a deterrent, or if Iran did not have missiles to attack Saudi Arabia to deter and overthrow their government, we would do all of those things. It's the only thing that stops us from global domination. Period.
Right. I mean, this is what happened to Gaddafi, right? Gaddafi had a nuclear weapons program, and he gave up the nuclear weapons program, and fucking Obama invaded Libya, right? That's the way it went down, isn't it?
Yeah, and it didn't go down that way in North Korea, did it? No, it did not.
Yeah, no, because
And
and you know the thing is North Korea doesn't have to fucking use nuclear weapons in order to fucking kill a bunch of people. It's like I said about Iran. Okay, Iran has been preparing for war with the United States forever. Okay, so it's not going to go down like with Iraq.
40 years.
Yeah, Iraq and just like North Korea. North Korea has been preparing for war from day one, and in the first 24 hours after any kind of U.S. offensive on North Korea, 1 million people will die in South Korea in the first 24 hours, and that's just with conventional weapons. They have dug in artillery all along the border, and they will fire it endlessly, killing a million people in the first 24 hours, from what I understand.
And just in Korea, but they also have those what we were talking about a few moments ago, those intermediate range nuclear weapons. They have those too, like missiles that can go 1,000 miles. So they could also hit targets in Japan, in northern Japan, with conventional weapons as well.
Right.
So, it's a completely, great reason to not fuck with North Korea, and maybe to start trading some things with them, and treating them with a little bit of dignity, even though they have a political system that's a little bit different than ours. We need to talk to them.
For sure, man.
Treat them with dignity, trade with them, and then they're going to be less inclined to kind of retain their autocratic, authoritarian ways. The only reason why North Korea is an authoritarian, totalitarian society, they're communist. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's because the United States was about ready to invade. No, we did invade their country. We fucking invaded their country. And then we stopped halfway after like 2 years because China said, if you invade this, there's going to be bigger problems than you ever imagined.
This is the red line. This is the red line right here. You go past here, and you're in trouble.
So it isn't. So just like with Cuba, and when Castro and the Castro brothers came to power, it's the same thing. They had to adopt techniques that enabled them to preserve their government, because if they had not done that, Cuba would have been overthrown 45 years ago in a CIA coup with U.S. military forces, backing them up. So that means that these governments are under additional pressure because the outside world will not tolerate whatever the fuck they want to do. They're always threatened. So that makes them adopt this authoritarian attitude. We got to protect ourselves. Security is a big deal. And so it is with North Korea, unfortunately.
Again, I get the nuclear turn. I mean, but I think that it's this overkill thing. We don't need this many weapons. From what I understand, 5 strategically placed nuclear weapons will plunge the Earth into nuclear winter for hundreds of years. So I don't think we need 1,000 of them.
That's an age-old question, and one solution would be have an and I know a lot of folks are going to find this idea crazy, but a lot of people believe some kind of a global body, like you mentioned, we talked about the United Nations a little bit last night, is necessary in this world where we literally can pick up the telephone and call somebody like in Thailand and talk to them on the phone and use a translator to speak from English to Thai back and forth fluidly. That kind of world that we live in kind of suggests maybe we could have one government if we could work on it. And then those nuclear weapons would be in the hands of one government and not 8 or 9 countries. Because right now, about 9 countries have nuclear weapons. And
we can't even do
they
that.
can do whatever
We can't even do that with our own government, though. I mean, with our own government, it's the Republicans and the Democrats. You know what I mean? It's not just one government.
And we can't, and we haven't been able to use international bodies to solve the problems of poverty. We haven't used international bodies to
which is
solve
ridiculous.
The
I mean, it doesn't seem. I mean, I'm sure that these problems are slightly more complicated than I think that they are, but it just seems like, if we're landing rovers on the moon and stuff, that we could make it so that there's not people fucking starving to death in parts of the world really easily.
I read a science article tonight about it's like a probe, and it's circling an asteroid right now. It's been in orbit around an asteroid. It's a pretty small asteroid, and it finally found the place on the asteroid that it's going to land. The probe is only 18 feet long, like 6 meters long, and it's going to land in a space that's only 20 meters crater. And they're going to, from where they are, have the probe gently go down onto the asteroid inside of this crater and land within like 10 square meters of where they've determined they want this thing to land.
And it's traveling at like 25,000 miles an hour or something?
Yeah, being controlled from Earth by signals going through space. But for some reason or another, there's hungry people tonight in the United States.
Again, I mean, these things seem so easy to solve, and for whatever reason, it's as if the powers that be don't want to solve the problems. I don't think. I know how to solve 90% of the cop problems. Number one, we have to legalize all drugs. Because from what I hear is 80% of crime is drug related. So if you make drugs so it costs you $1 a day to have drugs, there's no reason for crime. Boom, 80% of crime goes away.
Cut the police forces right away.
80% of crime goes away. And then, you know what they can do? They can actually focus on what matters, which is protecting and serving, right? And wouldn't that be
little
awesome?
Old ladies cross the street.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Pardon?
And not only that, you take all this money away from the gangs because it costs $1 a day now to fix your habit. Okay, so you don't need to go. So no gang member is going to be able to make fucking money because you can get it for $1. Okay, so you take all the money away from the gangs, right? Which means that the gangs fall apart. There are no gangs anymore. Okay, and there goes all your fucking crime problem, all your violence, or a big huge part of the violence problem. And then it's just a matter of really proper training for the police, because if the police aren't getting proper training, I know how to solve these issues, and it's not that complicated. And I mean, I get the fear factor, and that's a little bit more complicated, but I'm telling you, it's just a matter of training. So go ahead.
There were some other ideas too. Like I like this idea. I mean, I know that like laws and crime.
But listen. One more thing. Yeah, no. Listen. And see, those problems seem big in comparison to this thing where we have hungry people and we need to feed hungry people. We need to make sure that there's not hungry people. How hard is it to grow fucking food? Okay? How hard is it to distribute food? That's nothing in comparison with these other complicated issues that we're talking about. And I'm saying these other complicated issues can be solved if we really want to, but this fucking deal with, there's hungry people in the world is beyond stupid. Yeah, go ahead.
Like in these suburban I don't live in a city per se, but there are subdivisions around the city I live in, these suburban settings. A lot of people have food in their garage and in their large pantries that they bulk from Costco and Walmart. So there literally is food, less than a half a mile, not in a grocery store, but less than a half a mile or a mile away from somewhere these homeless camps are. I mean, that's one thing. Another thing is the state doesn't feel its responsibility to provide shelter for these people. And there are food banks for people who are unable to get food stamps, and there are shelters for people who don't have homes. They don't have very many beds, but the state believes that it's up to the churches to solve these problems. So if there's problems with people who are homeless, or there's problems with people who are hungry, or there's problems with people who can't find social services, as far as like local government is concerned, they let the churches run that racket, so to speak. That's part of our culture too, which is kind of weird, right? Why would you shift that responsibility onto the church instead of accepting that responsibility for all people with the state, regardless of whether they belong to some religious sect or not?
I think the more people that were doing this, it's fine for the churches to do it. You know, it seems like that's the kind of thing that the churches should be doing in the community. But also, again, but the community, I mean, everywhere else in the community should be reacting too. If there's, if there's hungry people, this is easy to solve. If there's hungry, they talk about a lot of kids going to school, and that's like the only food they get is when they go to school. I mean, that's just, that's not okay. So, we're always talking about, we have to protect the children from marijuana. You know what fucking fucks with brain development is malnutrition. Okay, so let's really fucking care, or let's just stop pretending. Okay, either way, I'm good with it, but don't act like you care, and then because these issues are not. I'm not like, how do we solve? There's plenty of food.
There's a cliche,
the
cliche, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And it kind of suggests that action is necessary, instead of just imagining that, or how are we going to solve this problem when the solution is just solve the problem.
Right.
Start giving people food,
right.
Who need food. But the way our complicated society is segregated and separated and broken into all of these pieces, it's very challenging to match the need with the resources. That's what the state is saying. That's why it requires some coordination. And it's the churches that have accepted responsibility for that. But like I say, I think they do it just because the state, they solve problems that the state can't solve, which kind of points to the fact that the state could solve those problems, and then they could use their resources for other things, maybe helping kids not commit suicide or something.
And this is what I think the state really is missing out on. Again, is the state is just I don't know. Look, I don't trust government. I think that government's horrible, but we have to organize so that we can, so that the least among us are not slipping through the cracks. And really and truly, I think that should be a big part of what the state should be doing, is making sure that there aren't fucking hungry children, who get their only meal when they go to school. That's just not okay. They should be doing everything in their power to prevent things like that. And something tells me that's just not what they're doing. Especially when you consider all the resources for how many generations now that they've spent trying to keep us from using weed. It's just ridiculous. They don't care about us. They don't care about the children. They just want to treat us like sheep. And it's and you know what? We deserve better. That's all.
Yeah, we definitely deserve better. And I've mentioned this before. I can't imagine why a person would want to become a police officer. I also think that maybe we could have term limits on cops. Just to let cops just serve for 5 years.
No.
The reason I say that is because the longer a cop serves on the beat in one place, the more integrated he becomes with crime in that neighborhood, is what I believe. If you have a person who's working the same beat, for 20 years, he may know everyone in the neighborhood. If he's a good cop, that might help him. But if he's a bad cop, that gives him an opportunity to almost like totally infiltrate every aspect of society, like having that job for a long time.
But again, I mean, I think these problems are easy to solve. Like I said, cops should be tested regularly on like some kind of a simple psychological examination, and I think it would be easy to fucking tell whether or not they should be out on the streets or not. Okay, number one. But then there's a whole bunch of training, and they should never, ever, ever get overtime. Okay, cops should work fucking 32 hours a week at tops. That should be where it cuts out. You got to go home, man. So you're past your time. And I'm telling you, and part of that should, like, 4 hours a week of the 32 hours should be training. Because here's what's going on, is cops are getting every single penny in overtime they can. Every opportunity they get. And there's tons and tons of opportunities. And that makes them way overworked, way overstressed, and tired. Okay, so and you can't, and they have to be as sharp as they can possibly be every moment of the day when they're working their 6-hour days or whatever. I mean, it's got to be. It can't be this big old emotional thing. You have to. There shouldn't be 3 shifts for cops. There should be 4 shifts for cops. They should never work more than 6-hour shift. So,
considering how many people are drug tested or have been drug tested in this country over the last 50 years because of the drug war, maybe some of those industries could redirect their efforts to drug test cops every single day for steroids and for hard drugs like heroin and opioids. If they can subject the public to that for so long, maybe they need to be subjected to some drug tests for steroids.
Every single cop across the country should be immediately tested for drugs. Okay, because that's the police state. Because we hold people to a higher standard. The politicians, I think, should probably be the same way, because they're the ones who keep these fucking bullshit laws in place for generations and generations when they know the people have had enough of them, So, I mean, how hard do we have to fight to get fucking weed legalized? People are been sick of this shit forever, It's no threat to anyone, and we've known it for, at least, a couple generations now. And they want to act like, there's no medicinal value. There's nothing of value to marijuana. Good people don't smoke marijuana,
Right. So, like I mentioned earlier about the nails in the coffin for the Democrat Party, that quote from Kellyanne Conway that I read from the Reuters article, and also I read another article, I don't have to cite, but it was a similar comment. It was about legalization being stalled in Congress or the Senate, and some kind of comment from the Trump administration that was a neutral comment about bipartisan support for decriminalization, maybe it was. So what I'm getting at here...
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting that you brought up the Kellyanne Conway thing. I didn't see that.
With that foreign policy victory with China, and then with the Brexit, and then what I'm saying is, and they have bad candidates, Buttigieg with McKenzie and Biden is a crook, all that all they have to do is one positive thing, and they'll cinch it. So if fucking Donald Trump had the balls to stand up in some place like Jackson, Mississippi, or in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, or something, or in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge, and he said something like, I thought a lot about it, and I talked with Kellyanne, and we've come to the conclusion we're gonna push for some kind of federal legalization movement within the first year of re-election. If those words came out of his mouth,
yeah,
it's done. It would be done.
I agree. I've actually said this a few times. If Donald Trump just legalized marijuana, there's no stopping him, But so far he's acted, he's the one who put Jeff Sessions in place. Jeff Sessions is the one who said good people don't smoke marijuana after he became Attorney General, So although, before the election, before the 2016 election, I could have sworn that I saw some kind of an article from Normel saying that that Donald Trump was the most likely candidate to legalize cannabis. So
more likely than Hillary Clinton probably at the time, or more likely than Joe Biden.
Yeah. So,
all right, I'll let you go. I really like your new optics there. That's cool, and good program as always. And I hope to hear some more interesting telephone calls.
Right on, Chris. Well, it's always better when you're here, man. So thanks a lot for calling.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night, Mike.
Okay, you too. And the new optics he's talking about is this. I'm able to pull up a web page now, and we're able to look at stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and do like the strains, like we were talking about yesterday. We're talking about God's vagina. You guys remember talking about God's vagina yesterday? So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do all the strains. We're gonna do all the strains on the green screen. So that'll be cool. I think it'll look awesome when we be able to put their descriptions up and everything. So, all right. So let's see. By the way, my name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News, and we're doing a live call-in show Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific until the callers stop, or I need to go watch cartoons or something, get food, who knows. Ice cream. I really need ice cream right now. But until then, it's a call-in show. If you want to call, we're here. Did you guys get some Christmas snow yet? I hope everybody got a nice supply of Christmas snow, by the way. Because it's limited time, a limited edition from what I hear. That has been cracking me up all day, man. I keep thinking about it. For some reason, I keep flashing back to it and just laughing like when Santa and Jesus are all doing lines, and they're like, oh, that's good. That's really good. Jesus and Santa doing lines. That's hilarious. All right. So... and I hope that you guys enjoyed that, because I really enjoyed it. And that's why I recommend it, because, it's just like, there's so much crap in the world. There's like this nuclear thing where they're testing these new nuclear missiles so they can, like, start a new arms race or whatever. It's, we might as well talk about South Park, right? Because it's funny and enjoyable, and it's nice to have a little something to smile about. Like my beautiful baby Boo Bear. Who's my beautiful baby? Who's my beautiful baby? That's right, you are. That's right, he is. Okay, so Michael, I thought you were trying to call, fucker. I see you're still here. What, are you eating spaghetti or something? That's not him. Hello, caller. Oh, sorry, hold on. Hello, caller.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you wanted to talk about South Park, didn't you? Right?
Yeah, I always want to talk about South Park.
Man, I see your shirt every episode. Respect my authority.
I have two shirts. I wish I had a Towley shirt, man. I went. The address is up there. Okay, here's my. I want a Towley shirt. Okay, extra large.
Okay, extra large Towley shirt. What about Mr. Poopy?
That's good shit. That's good. I want a Tally shirt that says, that's good shit. You're a towel.
Hey, tell you the truth, the towel was the best option if you wanted to go ahead and smoke and not have it travel underneath the door frame. although it can travel through the door frame, just not underneath.
Always bring a towel. Always bring a towel, man.
Anyways, hey Mike.
Yes.
Anything? Are you watching anything else? Like any other cool TV shows besides South Park?
I have trouble finding a whole lot to watch. There's a sci-fi cartoon called Gary and His Demons. Gary and His Demons. There's like 16 episodes. I think they're like 11 minutes long.
I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to look that up when I get off.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Gary and what?
Gary and His Demons.
I'm going to look that up. That sounds amazing. I mean, like, the thing is like, okay, you know with the whole death of YouTube thing that just recently happened, you know. Everyone knows.
Well, I know that there's some kind of, I mean, there's a whole, look, YouTube is fucking broken, okay? And the reason YouTube is broken is because of the leadership of YouTube, the management of YouTube, however you want to put it. And they seem to feel like they're and all these social media, I have come to the conclusion that there are now the ones who can say what is acceptable speech and what is not acceptable speech, which is something that I fought for forever. So you
fought, This is why I know you. This is why I listen to you. You fought against it the whole time. This is why I'm still listening to you.
Okay. And that's what I'm going to keep doing as long as I can fight. As long as I can fight, that's what I do, so... And
you fight...
Yeah.
You fight for freedom. You fight for freedom.
Right. That's what I care about, Stephen, is everybody's freedom. Not freedom for Republicans, not freedom for Democrats, everybody's freedom. Because when they come, first they come to take your freedom, and if I don't fight for your freedom, then next they come to take my freedom. That's how it works, okay? So we have to fight for everyone.
But see, they're already taking everyone away. Everyone's gone now. Everyone's already gone. You're going to be next.
I don't know.
You're going to be within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
By January the 1st, you're going to be gone, I believe. This is in my heart. In my heart, I believe this.
Okay.
I do not want you to leave. I want you to remain here forever. Because you archived human life. You archived real events. And they want to delete your work. Google wants to delete you.
We'll see what's going to happen, Stephen. Again, if you look at it from a proper perspective, the work that I've done is of value to all humanity, and so if Google just deletes that, then it is somewhat a crime against humanity. So we'll have to wait and see if they're going to be that kind of horrific type of people. I don't know. Not that they haven't done it before.
Not that they have not done it before. They have. They have a track record. You can search it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, Mike, I did want to go ahead and try to hit on some upbeat, positive notes. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I do like your garden. Trust me, I'm a little bit jealous that you are able to go ahead and plant plants. And I did want to go ahead and talk to you about the whole plant-animal aspect. Because we ended up discussing, I guess, Chad discussed that, or you discussed it. The whole aspect of plants being very close to humans. You know, the whole evolutionary aspect where... No, wait, this is actually different. This is actually in a few different streams or episodes that I ended up watching. Basically, mushrooms are... Okay, people are mushrooms just on legs, you know? basically we are consciousness evolved, and mushrooms are consciousness.
I don't know if you've ever picked mushrooms before, but I always look at them and they always look like little people to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I never thought they looked like little people, except the one thing I do know is that they give you a separate mind.
Yeah, well,
they give you a mind.
When they're popping up out of the grass, they look like little people. So you know.
I never ended up going and foraging ever.
Yeah, we used to go pick mushrooms on Maui all the time.
Oh yeah, Michael, were you ever in Hawaii?
Yeah, I spent a couple years in Maui.
Okay, so I got a question for you. So Terrence McKenna was a huge psychonaut, you know, along with who's that guy? Sorry, I forgot his name. Wilson. Anton Wilson.
Okay.
I forget his name. But the thing is that like Terrence McKenna used to go ahead and like be deep in the trenches with like Timothy Leary and all these other like psychonauts or true drug experts. You know, like Rupert and Ann Sheldrake. Rupert and Ann Sheldrake ended up making a few books. Okay, so Terrence McKenna ended up was really, really good friends with
Is that the Kool-Aid Acid Trip guy? Did he write Kool-Aid Acid Trip? Terrence McKenna?
That's Leary. That's Timothy Leary.
I don't think Leary wrote that book.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about the actual, like, I think you're right. If you actually are thinking of the correct guy, I think you're right. He literally amalgamated all of the psychedelic information.
That's Tom Wolfe. That's Tom Wolfe. Go ahead.
Oh, Tom Wolfe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I need to search him up because I never heard of him.
Okay.
But Terrence McKenna literally amalgamated, like, took all the different experiences that every person had with different psychedelics, and he ended up coming up with his own library of everything. And it was burned in, like, I believe 1989. They don't know what caused the burn. They don't know what started it. But I 100% believe that it was the United States government that ended up coming by and burned his library to the ground. That's just a belief.
Yeah, no, and this is the kind of thing that's happened to throughout history, is that these libraries containing so much incredible, valuable Earth history has been destroyed by the man again and again and again throughout history from the beginning of time, because knowledge has always been seen as a threat by the man. And again and again, and this is what Google is now doing with this knowledge that I've been spreading. They're threatening to delete all these archives of videos which are of value to all humanity, because knowledge is being spread and the man doesn't like that.
Hey, Michael, if you do one thing, I want you to go ahead and understand that you are an embodiment and a person that represents the ideals and morals that Terrence McKenna ended up upholding upon all of humanity. You are a good human being.
I'm a simple guy just trying to do the right thing by everybody. So That's all there is to
it. We all say that.
Yeah, that's the truth, though.
I know it's the truth. Why do you think it keeps on being said?
Yeah.
Because we're always going to carry it on.
Yeah.
We're always going to be there. I know you. You're going to be there for another 10 years. You're going to haunt me for the next 10 years, and I already know that. But I love you for it. I love you, Mike. You know that.
Okay. Good. I'm glad you're here, Stephen, okay? You know that. I hope you know that, okay?
I'll always be here for you if you're here for me.
Okay, Stephen. I'm gonna see if Michael. It looks like Michael's trying to call, so I'm gonna see if he's gonna call back, and then we're gonna call it a night, Stephen, because I got a little achy fucking shoulder, so I need a couple of ibuprofens or something. All right.
Yeah, I can understand the service coming in. Hey, hopefully the West Coast, the sun ain't gonna go you too bad.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this storm, honestly.
This storm that's coming up, are you joking? I got too achy. Like, I literally got achy over 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but I don't, look, I don't let the aches get to me too much. Is sitting in this chair is fucking with me, honestly. I think I have to find a better chair for doing these TV shows because this chair is not very comfortable.
Okay, well, Mike, you do know when I call you, I cannot see you. So if your comfort is being ever in the least amount like hindered or like terrible, like you need to go ahead and readjust yourself. You need to get up. You need to go ahead and shake your surroundings. And you need to go ahead and make sure that everything is in order.
Okay, Stephen, I got it. All right, I got somebody else calling, so I will talk to you again soon, all right? Thanks for calling back.
Okay, hey, Mike, why is it that when I call you, I can never hear anybody on the other phone call trying to call in?
I don't know. Craig says that there's it's because you can't hear it coming through on the microphone. You're not hearing the microphone, and the phone is designed not to pick it up.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, have a good night.
I'll talk to you later. Hello, caller.
Yo, what is going on?
Hey, how are you doing?
You know what? I just love that you say hello, caller, because that's what they say on C-SPAN. Hello, caller. Oh, my God. And I literally would never even watch C-SPAN if it wasn't for you and the videos. And I tell you what, when there's no action on sports, I'm watching C-SPAN because there might be some action on there. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or whatnot. I don't know.
It's because it's kind of unfiltered, like the other stuff, is filtered for the Republicans, or it's the mainstream media is filtered for Republicans, or it's filtered for the liberals. It's slanted, so it's easier to watch it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Well, I feel like that it's a really great channel to watch.
Yeah, it's history going on every day there, man.
Well, I'm telling you, and people are angry. Okay, they're angry. Yeah, they're angry. But I'm just saying they're angry, and they're watching all these fucking other channels in the world.
Yeah.
But could never sit there and watch C-SPAN less than or more than 5 minutes. And they couldn't even do that.
Well,
but I tell you what, there's some action that goes on there. You just got to wait for it. It's like watching a baseball game.
I agree.
You're watching baseball, and all of a sudden, it's boring, but all of a sudden, suddenly, there's a triple play that goes down. And if you didn't see it, you don't know what happened. And what happened was something really awesome. Somebody actually working as a team. that has practiced their craft, working together. I feel like that we are really losing that, Michael.
I think that it's becoming harder and harder for people to reach out to each other and work together, like you're saying. Yeah, this is what I'm saying about I don't know if you watched last night or not, but I was talking about how we need to like ban all political parties. You know, at first I wanted to make it just ban the Republicans and the Democrats, but that won't work. What we need to do is just ban all political parties in the United States, and then when it's election day, it's just Americans who go to vote, not Democrats going to vote and not Republicans going to vote, just Americans. And that seems like an incredible patriotic thing to do to me.
I understand that, and I feel like that I have had that thought in my brain after watching and reading and listening and observing. And then I figured out about the electoral vote. I don't know if what I'm about to tell you is true or not, but how I understand the electoral vote is that you can't just let a couple of states, basically a handful of states, dictate what is all over America. And I just want to, tell you again, I'm from Wichita, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
I am literally sitting here right now, sitting here in a lawn chair in my house that is like a tiny house. In the middle of the world. I am in the middle of the country. And man, my life is hard too. I mean, I say it's great, and that's me keeping a positive attitude.
Right.
Why can't we just Democrat, Republican? Okay, whatever. I feel like that this has already been known forever, that they're cut from the same cloth.
Right.
They all fucking buddy up and have drinks after 5 p.m.
Right.
Technically.
Right.
Unless they're fucking still there. They're probably, if they're still there, they're probably drunk. That's why they're still fucking there talking, acting like they didn't have a shot of fucking scotch or
At
some
lunch.
bullshit.
At lunch.
And then, honestly, I actually rewatched video yesterday, and I was hearing about this executive order or something like that.
Yeah.
About that people that in America you're going to be charged with a hate crime for saying anything negative against Israel.
Right, for supporting the BDS movement.
Okay, now what is that?
It's boycott and divest and sanction from Israel. It's basically what they say, like don't, how they say vote with your dollars. It's like you don't buy things from Israel because you don't like the way Israel treats the Palestinians. So basically, it's just a boycott movement.
What about, like, let's just say you got a job with some motherfucker and he is from Palestine.
What about it?
Is he going to be like, yeah, I agree with this? I think that's cool that Trump's doing that.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, I would think... Look, I don't really give a fuck what somebody from Palestine thinks. Here's what I think. You don't fucking tell me what I can and can't say. Okay? It's my free speech.
You're goddamn right. That's exactly what I'm saying. I would say fuck Israel and fuck all of them.
Yeah, fuck them all, goddamn right. Fuck them all.
What if I said fuck Mexico?
Right.
What if I said
fuck Saudi
Mexico?
Arabia, goddamn it. Fuck motherfucking
that's
Saudi
the one
Arabia.
Person that I feel like that honestly, I don't even care. I'll take a bullet right now. I am a man. I love my country. I love America. I love competition as well. I think it should be friendly competition. It actually does not need to be so fucking retarded anymore.
Right. Right. We need to become actual civilized human beings on this fucking planet.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And then you know what? There might be a crazy person out there in the world. you better be actively self-protected. You better understand.
Yeah.
That
there are crazy
you
people
should
out
not,
there in the world.
I think I heard you say something like some crazy bullshit with some guy talking about some shooting and shit. And what you were basically trying to explain to him is it's like, well, you know what? This is in fact why I actually don't put myself in those situations. Hashtag active self-protection. And I fucking swear to God, fucking active self-protection should fucking, like, give a shout out to your motherfucking ass. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's just another YouTube channel that's like got like 1 million subscribers
Right
and all
on.
this shit. And you know what? I wanted to fucking say, you know, I remember when your ass got deleted off the internet.
Multiple times.
Okay, so if people are not listening to this guy, or the people that didn't know this probably are seriously, everybody that already knows this are the ones that are only listening to this, that Michael is. There's some fucked up shit before any of these other people were so-called censored.
I've been dealing with it. I've been dealing with it the whole time on YouTube. I mean, fucking C-SPAN.
And you know what, Michael? I just can't even believe that you're actually here doing these live shows.
Well, you know, I think that there's potential to bring, if we can bring people together, right? I think that there's a lot of potential. I have this saying that I always say. It's like one person can have a profound effect on another person, you know, and two people of like minds can change the world, right? So, and I honestly believe that. You know, and I think that, so this is kind of just me reaching out and trying to get people to kind of gather, you know, and so we can talk about what's important and how we want to move forward, becoming civilized human beings and acting like, you know, that we've actually made that evolution now, because we may talk a good game about being civilized, but that's just not fucking true.
Well, you know what? I actually feel like that we are pretty goddamn civilized for one's age. If we want to advance society, we got to make a drastic change. Imagine, and you know what? I called last night about the retarded shit, okay? And I was very passionate and I really, truly believe, like, what if the news, which I feel like what's cool now with your deal, I feel like I'm watching the news. Mox News. Unfair and biased. Yeah. That is the shit. That is the shit. I love that, but I feel like...
I'm just trying to be honest, that's all.
And so, I feel like that I am really unfair and biased too, by maybe is political correctness technically what I am unfair and biased to?
Well, the thing is the thing is that we all have our bias, you know. So these people who come out and try and say, you know, that we're fair and balanced seem to just like be completely full of shit. And by me saying that I'm, you know, unfair and biased, I'm being at least more honest than them to start off with. You know, from my very first foot forward, I'm being more honest than any other news network, you know.
Dude, like, right. I fucking used to hate Fox News. I'm just telling you. And I don't know if you hate Fox News, but I tell you what, I go there for my late night laugh.
Yeah.
That's where I go. I mean, I like watching Tucker a little bit. I haven't even watched Tucker in forever recently, or Greg Gutfeld. But I just love fucking Greg Gutfeld. This guy,
he seems like he'd be fun to hang out with.
Yeah, like he'd be fun to hang out with for sure. He had Guar on. You know, on the red eye and shit, nobody gives a fuck about GWAR.
I think I saw that. Yeah, I might even have that on video somewhere.
Man, I've seen GWAR.
Hey, fucking Beavis and Butthead love GWAR, man. Don't say nobody gives a shit about GWAR. Beavis and Butthead love GWAR.
Fucking, you know what? Beavis and Butthead are probably racist people now.
I don't know, but you know, it's entirely possible. Who knows?
But you know, honestly, I rethought about the racism and retarded stuff. I mean, I didn't rethink it. I just wanted to add in something about these two words that I feel truly that I wish, while everybody else is sitting there all angry, thinking they're going to change the world by impeaching Donald Trump, what we really could do is just come together as a country and end racism today or tomorrow or yesterday. And I feel like, just imagine these people. I'm sorry to interrupt. Just imagine these fucking crazy people in the world, because there's a lot of them.
I know, but
I keep saying the world over and over again. I'm actually just talking about this country.
Yeah.
And because we're supposed to be the greatest country in the world, let's come together for 2020. Let's revamp the new TV show, 2020, which was the old TV show. And let's talk about racism and understand that, yes, it is actually probably some sort of mental illness. But what is the most messed up thing is, at the same time, they would say this guy is just trying to cover up something, trying to cover up real racism that exists in the world. No, I'm not. I'm trying to just...
No, I agree. That's what I've said many times about I believe that racism is a form of mental illness because you're somehow prejudging someone, and that's just a twisted thing that you can't really do. The only real knowledge, you know, is actual experience is the only real knowledge. So you can't say I hate this. I can't say I hate this person that you've never met before. You can't do that. It's some kind of mental illness. Yeah.
Man, we got right to this point right here, and you said, I have thought of this before. Racism is a form of mental illness. And I said, no, it's not. And what I just want to say, it's not just a form of mental illness. It's actually what is happening right now with millions of people. The government could not even sustain the let's just sweep this under the rug and let's just call these people mentally ill. Let's not call them for what they really are. And what we need to do is just actually change the definition of racism and retarded. I feel like it's really easy to advance the world and call these people for what they really are. They're not mentally ill. They're actually retarded.
Okay.
And it's people obsessed with racism. And then I actually just want to end on this.
Okay.
Because it is 2 words. And then I created 1 word, which then cancels the 2 words out, in a sense. And we can just get away from this and we can move forward. And I just feel like racist equals retarded.
Okay.
Racist equals retarded. I created a whole new word. It's called retardism. Okay? And I'm fucking dead serious about this. And I'm dead serious also about, like, let's go from here and think about what if to legalize our freedoms a little bit more. What if, like, this is what would ruin this whole thing. Me saying something just like this right after I said everything. Hypothetically, let's trade in your bullets for THC tranquilizer darts.
Right, you said this. You said this.
Nobody.
You said this.
It's free to go. It's all go. Shoot whoever you want with the THC tranquilizer dart. If these people are freaking out, don't call the police, okay? Because they probably didn't fucking switch their bullets up. Just fucking shoot these fuckers with a high capacity, high volume of THC, and it instantly reacts to the individual, and therefore they can come to their senses and understand that life is not that bad. You know,
it's not that bad, dude. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I
feel great to live in America. I want to say that.
Okay, I gotta take a break. So, is there? You want to make one more point? Go ahead. But I gotta take a break really quick here.
Okay, I love living in America because I was born here and I can't help it. All right, Jesus fucking Christ, people, let's just relax a little bit. Let Michael take a break. He probably needs to fucking take a piss, do a dab or something.
All right, I gotta take a break. All right, I gotta take a break.
Yeah, I feel bad. All these people are just keeping you on the line here and shit. You people out there in the world, quit commenting.
Okay, I'll talk to you. All right, thanks for calling. I'll talk to you again soon, okay? Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
All right. I will be back in just 1 minute. Just give me a minute here. I'm just going to go do this 1 second. I'll be right back.
No matter which mouth you feed on a two-headed snake, it still shits the same turd. But lucky for you, you have Mox News. More than 10 years. More than 60,000 videos. Mox News has been filtering the nonsense and illuminating the bullshit from your mainstream media. Turn off your TV and turn on to Mox News. For over a decade, documenting the socio-political events that have etched and carved the pathways that define today's modern mess, Mox News has been providing clarity while faithfully bringing you today's relevant stories 100% commercial-free and subscription-free. And just like Lady Liberty vows to remain free. But at this time, we're asking you for your help, your patronage, and your support to keep the lights on and the videos rolling. For less than 17 cents per day, you can become a basic subscriber, knowing that your donation is truly making a difference that will help continue bringing the news stories that make a difference in your life. Turn on, tune in, and drop a couple dimes today by clicking the link below or visiting moxnews.com and show your support at any level. From a single one-time donation or dedicated monthly subscriber, do it now in less than 2 minutes.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so if somebody else wanted to call, I'm back. And the phone is working. And whoever it was that called a second ago, sorry, I didn't answer your call. Oh, it's this person who called a second ago. Hello, caller. Oh, sorry. Hello, caller.
Michael Knight, how are you?
Hey, Dwayne. Good to hear from you.
Man. Oh, things are going great. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm doing good, Dwayne. Thanks very much for asking.
I can tell. I just had a really interesting evening, and I'm a little tipsy, but you know, hey, it's good to see you, buddy, on the show. And Major League Baseball ends ban on marijuana, huh?
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is, because there was a Canadian snowboarder named Ross Regagliati, okay? And I think it was the Salt Lake Olympics, where he won gold medal in snowboarding, okay?
Yeah.
And there was a huge kerfuffle. I'll use a Judge Judy term here, kerfuffle, because they found out after he won his gold that he was a fucking stoner.
He tested positive for cannabis.
Oh, absolutely. The guy was high as a fucking kite going down the hill. So,
and they called it a performance enhancing drug and took his gold medal away.
They did at first. However, it was reversed, buddy. He got his gold medal back because, as far as I know, when you're stoned all the time, how can you do things faster? And that's just my opinion.
Well,
okay?
Again, it's a brain protectant. Okay, you need to understand this is very good for your brain. Marijuana is very good for your brain, dude.
Well, sort of, but it's not going to make you necessarily faster. I found when I used to drive stoned all the time, I drove a lot slower because I was concentrating on actually driving. You know what I mean?
So maybe you're concentrating on actually snowboarding.
That's right. That's right. And he got his gold medal back. They took it away from him in the first place, but he did get his gold medal back. Canada was awarded the gold medal again for...
well, that's really good. I'm super glad to hear that. I didn't know that he did get it back. That's really good news, man.
Yes, he did. You know, because Canada, obviously, the stoners up here, man, they were in total uproar. How can you take a gold medal away, eh? You know, like, what's going on, you hosers?
You know, I was so disappointed when Wheaties took Michael Phelps off the fucking Wheaties box. Dude, I thought that was just insane. The guy's like the #1 Olympian of all time, and because he smokes weed, because somebody fucking leaked a photo of him with a bong, they took him off the fucking Wheaties box, man. Nobody deserved to be on the Wheaties box more than that guy.
Really? Seriously? Michael Phelps was a stoner too?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, no way, because, like, look, okay, like, when the Olympics comes around, it's all about Canada, USA, rah-rah, your country, right?
Yeah.
But, like, Michael Phelps, like, I used to do a lot of competition swimming.
Yeah.
And Michael Phelps was fucking king, man. Like,
Michael
that's like
Phelps is the man.
Sprinting, right?
Yeah, he's a major stoner.
Oh, man, yeah, for sure. And if you're stoned and you can swim that fast, can you imagine if you weren't stoned how fast you would be fucking swimming?
Well, I don't know, Dwayne. I think you're selling cannabis short again, dude. Because, you know, he's the fastest guy, and he smokes weed. Yeah. So, you know, I mean...
no, that's
pretty cool. It is a performance-enhancing drug, maybe. This is what I'm telling you.
Oh, don't say that too loud, man. You're going to get in trouble. Don't say that too loud.
I'm all about performance, dude.
It's all about concentration, because I really think it's actually about the concentration part as opposed to... okay, go faster, because if you can go down, like in Ross's example, you can go down a hill, but you're concentrating better and you got a better feel for the hill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then of course you're going to win gold. And Michael Phelps, man, like, I don't know. I used to swim a lot, but that was when I was a teenager. I didn't smoke pot, but I can imagine how good that pulling the water as you're doing the freestyle, all that, and back crawl and breaststroke and butterfly, all that, it would work totally, for sure.
Yeah, it's just you get in the zone, you know what I mean? It's the thing that I always say is that cannabis, you know, when you take a puff, it totally reprioritizes everything. It's like a lot of people, they have all this stress, and a lot of those things that they're bothering in their head, you know, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? It just like fucking falls off. Right? And so if you're doing something that's zen, like, you know, archery or swimming or any kind of, you know, sports activity where you're trying to get into the moment, cannabis could definitely be a performance-enhancing drug for that.
Kind of, in a way. Not necessarily that it's going to make you stronger or faster, but you're able to concentrate better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember some of the guys in the chat room would tell me, oh, love Pink Floyd and all that stuff, and Michael from Southern California keeps saying, Dwayne needs to chill, man, and listen to some Pink Floyd. And look, I've done that. That's what university was for, Michael. But, you know, like, done all the Dark Side of the Moon stuff, you know, totally done it all. And loved it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
I've had a half a bottle of wine tonight. I'm having a good time.
When I first went to college, The Wall just came out, and my roommate sat me down and played it for me, and then he made me listen to it a second time and read the lyrics as I listened to The Wall. I was like, oh my God, this is not what I'm used to as music. You know, it's very powerful.
And my uncle, who actually played bass for a little bit for the band Rush. Do you know who they are?
I'm not sure.
Great Canadian band, probably the best drummer of all time, Neil Peart.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I
Rush.
know who fucking Rush is. It's goddamn Canadian national treasure, Dwayne. Get it right.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad you know who they
National
are.
treasure.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And you know, like, he used to be he brought me into Pink Floyd and Zeppelin and all that. Because I'm like, 10 years younger than you, I think, Mike.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm 42. What are you?
57.
35 or something?
57.
Oh, okay. Really? Is that old? You look like a fucking baby, man. Like, seriously. Awesome. Good. Hey, you're aging well.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Hey, buddy, I'll be honest with you.
Wine makes you all lovey-dovey, doesn't it? Are you coming on to me, Dwayne?
Dude, I've had some wine tonight. I've worked my fucking ass off all week. I got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time.
For a job that you love, right?
I love this job, man.
That's great, Dwayne. I'm so glad to hear that, dude.
I am so happy. My boss, man, she's the nicest lady. My wife is the most beautiful woman in the world.
Right on.
Oh. But,
what a lucky guy you are.
Hey, totally different from my call the other night, eh? Jeez, I need some fucking antidepressants or something, eh?
You need some cannabis, fucker. Why won't you listen to me?
Look, I'm not buying off the street for some 15-year-old kid. Forget it. I'm done that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna wait for the store to open. Yeah. All right. The city close to where I live, they've shut the. You know how Ontario's giving out these licenses to these stores, okay, to sell dope. Okay, now what happened in the city that got the license where I am near? Okay, the city government decided after they gave this guy who's invested $360,000. Okay, here's what they've done about cannabis in Ontario. This guy's paid out like $360,000 to get a store to sell legal marijuana grown 50 kilometers from my home.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, in the greenhouses.
Yeah.
They've said that since he is 150 meters from a mental health clinic, now they have to kind of decide now they might need to move it somewhere else in that city.
The over-regulation of cannabis is fucking idiotic, Dwayne.
Fucking the city has overridden the federal and provincial governments on this. The city is now saying you're 150 meters from an Alcoholics Anonymous fucking meeting. Now you can't open a cannabis store because there's addicts in your AA meeting that may get addicted to marijuana.
Which is probably the best thing that they could probably do.
Possibly. I'm on a half a bottle of wine tonight. I'm feeling pretty good, brother.
Excellent.
And,
you sound like you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I had a great day at work. My boss likes me. And I like my boss. I've never had that before. I've never actually had that before. I've always thought my bosses were fucking losers. This one I like. I'm so happy in life right now. I'm making a fortune. I'm doing more hours than I ever have.
Congratulations, Dwayne. That's why I'm so glad to hear that. I hope you can understand. I'm really happy for you, because it's so much harder when you have a job that you just feel unappreciated at and stuff, you know. It's just so nice to hear somebody be happy at their work, you know.
Brother, for 20 years I've been just a fucking cog in a wheel somewhere that no one respects. Finally, after 20 fucking years of being in the workforce, you know what I mean? After getting a degree that's useless anyway, and spending 40 grand to do it, but, you know, and it just feels so good in life right now. I got a beautiful wife, a bunch of awesome children, beautiful children that love Jesus as much as I do, even more than I do sometimes. But, and that last caller who's going about the racist thing, I'll blow his fucking head. Watch this. Jesus was a black man, caller.
Yeah.
Jesus was black.
Yeah, well, that makes the most sense, really.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Jesus was oppressed, so are the black men. Now, I don't oppress black men. No, I go to a black church. But,
Your church has black Jesus at your church?
Of course.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I love that.
Of course. And my church is about 80% black and 20% white. And actually, my church are basically black Hebrew Israelites. Now, I was thinking about this, like, okay, you heard about that, the shooting in New Jersey?
Yeah, we
2 days ago?
We played a clip from that earlier on this show.
Yeah, they're blaming it. Of course they're going to blame it on the black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
Because those fucking white guys with the stupid-ass beards bowing at that Roman fort are not Israel.
Yeah,
Anyway, sorry to scream on your show.
It's okay. I'm getting yelled at by everybody today, Dwayne. It's okay.
Well, I'm not yelling at you, man. I'm yelling at the world, man. Like, those people are imposters. Jesus did not have pubic hair coming out of his face, man.
Well, Dwayne, I mean, you better be careful, because Donald Trump just signed an executive order saying you can't say bad things about Israel.
Oh, Trump 2020, woohoo!
Yeah, he'll make it so we can never say anything about Israel. So that there is no Palestine anymore. Yeah.
That's not Israel. They're fucking phonies.
Yeah. Well,
They're
again,
phonies.
I get it, Dwayne. I hear you, and I find that very interesting. So these people that did the apparently did the shooting in New Jersey. They're saying we're of the same religion as you.
Yes.
Huh. Wow.
But I'm white man.
Yeah.
Now, the problem they've got, though, and I know this happens a lot in the United States because I see a lot of these videos, is a lot of these guys stand on a street corner screaming at white people that they're Esau and all this stuff, and they're not chosen. That's wrong, too. Our church includes white people. You know, and it's not like we're lesser than them either, okay? I'm just as valid in a church as a black man.
Mm-hmm.
But, yes, actually, you know what? I should tell you, I'm part of that group, okay? And you probably hear the anti-Semitism coming from me, even though those fucking people aren't Semites. Those white people with the pubic hairs and the stupid hats aren't Semites anyway. I hope I don't get your channel shut down for saying this shit, man. But,
well,
look, this is free speech, man. You want to hear it real or what? Like,
I don't want to hate on Jews, dude. That's what I don't want to hate on Jews. So, but I hear you, okay, and I get it, you know, and I find it fascinating that you're of the same religion as those people. And
yes.
Do you I don't know. Do you like understand why they're making a big deal out of their religion? Because I mean, it's so.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because those are the real chosen people of God, not those white guys with the pubic hairs bowing to a Roman fort.
Okay, so I get it. So you're saying that I get it. So they're the I get it. Okay.
You get it. I know you do.
Yeah, I understand, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You know, you don't appreciate these people in Israel that are. I don't appreciate the government of Israel.
That's right.
And I don't know. I don't know why you appreciate Donald Trump so much when he seems to support the government of Israel above and beyond anything else on the planet.
Well, all those fucking politicians do.
That's true. They keep trying to act like it. They keep trying
Trump
to act like somehow it's a Republican issue, but fucking.
It's not. It's not, man.
No, I mean,
fucking Eric Holder.
No, Barack Obama gave fucking Israel $40 billion. So whatever.
Yeah. No. You know what? Like, I'm up for who's going to speak like a man. And Donald Trump's the only man speaking in politics now.
I think a lot of people feel that way, Dwayne. So I get that totally. I think a lot of people feel like he's the only one who throws the real punches and talks about shit that's matter and punches back, and other politicians are just wishy-washy fucking flip-floppers.
Yeah. Because you know what? Every fucking politician is bending over to these fake fucking Jews, man. Every politician is. So you know what? At least Donald Trump's got some balls to say, hey, you people, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, look, they wouldn't be impeaching the guy if he wasn't speaking truth, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, Dwayne.
Whether it be a wall or whether it be anything, man.
Hey, Dwayne. Okay, so Dwayne, you remember when I've been talking about getting rid of banishing the Republican and the Democrat Party, right? I keep talking about that. I've decided that the way to do it is just to banish all political parties in the United States, right? So on election day, just Americans vote. Right? Not Democrats and not Republicans, just Americans. So it's like a patriotic thing to do, right? But just imagine what the impeachment process would be like if there was no, this side or that side. It was just Americans representing Americans. I mean, I just think it would be so much different, dude. I just don't think that this, there's just this idiotic fucking left and right. Oh my God, did you watch any of this shit today? They're also like, oh, I'm so proud of us for doing this fucking courageous act of, moving forward,
Oh, that Jerry Nadler's a fucking, whatever. He's a fat ass Jew from New York. Now, okay, Michael from Southern California, did he call tonight? I'm sorry I came on late.
He called a couple times, but he hasn't been able to get through yet.
Because what he said the other day was horse shit. Okay, I'm not a stupid fucking man. I don't believe only in Fox News and that I know there's two sides, okay? I know that. I know they're playing us. I just think the comedy relief of Fox News is a hell of a lot better than the fucking retards they have on CNN. So Michael from Southern California, listen, I heard everything you said the other day. Everything you said when I called up and bitched about abortion for half an hour. I heard everything he said. I'm not fucking stupid. I know exactly that there's two sides to this. I know CNN and Fox News. I get that. But look, CNN has a bunch of men that like poo on their wieners, and Fox at least has some comedy relief, even with Greg Gutfeld and Tucker, your last caller, who I think needs he has a screw loose when it comes to racism, but at least he even said Tucker's a decent guy. Look, there's some much better, let's say not news, but propaganda artists on Fox News. Now, Michael from Southern California, you can say that I'm more fucked up and I'm further along because I've been entrenched by Fox News. But look, I spent $40,000 on a degree that meant nothing by a bunch of leftists, all right? I get that. I understand that, man. And because he ragged on me that whole time I called about the abortion. He just fucking over and over and over and over and over again. Dwayne doesn't get it.
I think Fox News is more entertaining, and I think at least for the last since Donald Trump became president, it's more informative. Honestly, I think it's always been more informative. Not that they're actually trying to inform you more, but they cover more stories. It's like MSNBC and CNN only cover a few stories a day, but Fox News has kind of like a worldwide, and this happened over here and this happened over here, and they do like a news thing, as where CNN is, this is what the 3 stories that we're talking about today, and MSNBC is about the same fucking thing.
Okay, answering Iowa Blackbird. My major was environmental biology. Now, I know thanks for sticking up for me, Mike. It wasn't chemistry, but it was environmental biology. That's why I know the chemistry anyways, because it has to do with environment as well.
I figure biology and chemistry kind of go hand in hand.
It does, darn right it does. So it was environmental biology with a minor in geography. So I know where Iowa is. I know where fucking Seattle is. I can point to them on the map. I can point to Afghanistan on a fucking map. And I can point to Israel on a map. I can point to any country you name on a map, Iowa. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, for giving me this brain that works so well and protecting me and taking care of me. And Mike, I just want to tell you, I get paid next week. I'm sending you some more funds because I love this show. I love this channel. And you know what? Sometimes I see and read things I don't like from some of the commenters, okay? And some of the, I like Michael in Southern California. I think him and I, you know what? He said something that really pissed me off the other day. He said I'd rat him out as his fucking neighbor. He needs to be smacked upside the head. I'd never rat him out for nothing. And Mike, I never would.
You don't seem like a snitch, kind of like the first.
It
doesn't seem like your first move is to call the police, Dwayne.
Yeah, and you heard that. And there's no way in the world I'd ever rat on a neighbor for anything.
Yeah.
Not a chance. And I don't see how he's heard me call in that many times and he can't figure that out. But you know what? Maybe that's because, Mike, you are on a much higher level than him. I don't want to.
I'm just a simple guy. Look, Dwayne, look, okay. I'm just a simple guy, okay? I'm not higher level than anybody, okay? I'm just trying to get everybody here, and of course we're gonna clash because we have differences of opinion, but the thing that we've been able to make clear is that it's so easy for us to move beyond those differences and share the things that we have in common if that's what we actually want to be making happen.
Mike, I'd smoke a fatty with you.
I'm looking forward to that, Dwayne. I'm looking forward to that.
I would drink a 2-4 with Michael from Southern California. You know.
And Dwayne, that if you go to whatever store or order online or get some fucking weed, that you could come out here and smoke a fatty with me anytime.
Absolutely, and I'll call you first and tell you all about it.
And Michael will smoke with you, and Wilco will smoke with you, and we'll all have a big old puff party.
Oh my God! If I ever called this show all fucking stoned, you guys, oh my God, oh no, I'd have like Pink Floyd, and you know what? Like, okay, you like The Wall? I agree with that. The Wall is that I like that album the best. Now, obviously,
I like Wish You Were Here.
Like Dark Side of the Moon.
I like Wish You Were Here. I love The Wall.
I love that album. Wish You Were Here.
Yeah,
I think Wish You Were Here was the better one. Actually,
I love Wish You Were Here.
In my opinion, man. That's just my stupid ass Canadian opinion.
It's got a lot of feeling to it. I really like it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Shine on you, crazy diamond, buddy. Bless your heart, Mike.
Yeah.
I'll be talking to you soon. I'll be sending you some money soon. You have a great night. Have a great rest of the show.
Dwayne, thanks so much. Thanks so much for calling. Okay? It's always better when you're here. I was like, dang, Dwayne's not here, and then you called. I was like, fucking yeah. All right, good, Dwayne. Thanks so much for calling. Tell Jane Mike says hi.
I will. I'll tell her you said hi.
H-I-G-H. Hi.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
See ya. Okay, who's this caller now? Hello, caller.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going okay. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Right on. What's your name?
Rom. I called a couple nights ago.
Hey, Rom, it's good to hear from you, man.
Yeah. Last time I was on, I didn't see the title was talk about impeachment.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get off a few things off my chest about it. See what you had to say about it.
Okay.
Cool. So I look at the facts and I read and I see all this and it definitely seems like Donald Trump's doing something wrong, right? But it's just amazing how all the arguments are just like so one side or the other. Like, where is the truth? Like, why can't there be a truth? And where's the truth at? Right? I try to digest it for myself, but I can't. It's just like there seems like there's two realities, and
there isn't there isn't two realities. It's that there's these people are talking to different suckers, right? I mean, there's this stupid two-system party. That's what there is, and there's one asshole politicians talking to these suckers over here on the left, and there's these other asshole politicians, and they're talking to these assholes on the right. These, suckers on the right. Because if you identify with either one of these people who don't represent you or anyone else in America, it's a huge mistake. So you're being suckered in. You're a Kool-Aid drinker. These are the people that are the biggest danger to your freedom, and not ISIS, not China, not Russia, not Iran.
Yeah. What do you think personally on the matter?
On impeachment?
Yeah, on impeachment. Uh-huh.
I think that what the Democrats are using for grounds to impeach it looks desperate. There's not like a big old high crime where the whole fucking country. It's like trying to impeach a president for getting a blowjob in the Oval Office. Basically, it's payback for that.
Yeah, I think it's like that. I think it's worse, but I don't think it's as serious as the Democrats make it out to be, for sure.
I mean, if they really are, like I was talking yesterday, and Donald Trump signed an executive order saying that if you talk about Israel, if you protest Israel on college campuses, it's now considered basically a hate crime. Right, and they're going to take and unless they arrest protesters, unless college campuses arrest protesters for doing that, they will take away all federal funding from those colleges and universities. Okay, so basically, Donald Trump is saying that you don't have the right to freedom of speech anymore. You can't express yourself when you see, if you support the boycott, divest, and sanction movement, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to speak out. And if you do, you should be arrested for a hate crime, meaning that Donald Trump has proved himself literally to be an enemy of the Constitution, which is what the Democrats keep bringing up. We swore an oath to protect the Constitution against all enemies, domestic and foreign, right? So Donald Trump taking this action all unilaterally, just on his own, signing an executive order and saying there's no free speech on college campuses anymore, proves that he is a literal threat to the Constitution. So, that in my opinion is actually and genuinely an impeachable offense. But since everybody in Congress and, bows down to Israel just as much as Donald Trump does, they're not going to say anything like that.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible to me. When are we going to get a president that is going to be willing to decrease his power? Is there ever going to be a president that is going to, roll back because Congress isn't going to take the power away from the president. It's going to have to come from within, you think? Do you think we're ever going to get a president that will relinquish his power back to Congress, or you know?
It's not likely that anything would happen. I mean, to become president, you probably have to be extremely power hungry. You know what I mean? You want to be the most powerful person in the world. You know, I mean, you look at Donald Trump all the time and you think, I wonder how much he regrets becoming president, you know, because there's certain days when he fucking regrets the fuck out of being president. You can just see it on his face, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, and Barack Obama, and, you know, but you have to just crave that power in order to, so it's always going to be a douche, you know, giant douche or a turd sandwich, because those are the kind of people that are drawn to that type of position. So, them giving back power just isn't in their DNA, you know?
It almost seems like we need another constitutional Congress come back together, and we just need to rehash the powers up again and kind of start back over. You know what I'm saying?
I love the idea of getting rid of the parties. All parties, just banish, no political parties anymore. And then on election day, it's Americans that vote, not Republicans, not Democrats, Americans. So it's like a patriotic thing almost, instead of having to choose a fucking side that neither one represents you. It becomes this patriotic thing that Americans are voting for, you know, an American, not a fucking Republican, not a fucking Democrat, for an American, you know. And in doing so, I just think, how much different would impeachment hearings be if there was no Democrats and no Republicans, right? You know, it'd be fucking just so incredibly off the charts different that I just think we'd have a completely different government, and that this is the biggest mistake that is being made by the American people, is to allow this kind of party system to continue, because they're the ones that have been fucking us forever. Hand in hand together, doesn't matter which side they're on, and that's why it's so dangerous, in my opinion, to identify as one or the other.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, they have a duopoly on the political parties, you know, and also, you know, everything they're viewing is through partisan lens. You know, that's why they're a party. So, you know, the truth definitely isn't able to flow through. And it definitely just, you know, makes everything so divisive. You know, if one side supports something, the other has to, you know, obviously be against it, or, you know, vice versa. And yeah, the truth just ceases to exist, I think, in this kind of hyper-partisan world. And I think, you know, if we look at it as individuals, you know, I think we'd be...
Right, no, the truth absolutely disappears with this fucking duopoly, like you're saying, because there is no need for it anymore. These are your choices. We don't have to be the truth. We just have to be more appealing than the other guy. You know, we don't have to speak truth at all. We can fucking, we can, not only can we just lie and fucking, and bullshit you and act like we fucking care, but we can actually cheat in the elections, you know, and then blame it on the fucking Russians. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just blame it on Russia, blame it on China, blame it on whoever. And blame it on, you know, a different race. Blame it on minorities coming over the border. I hate that. You know, why? If people were able to look past the party lens and look at it through, you know, a loving lens, which I know sounds whatever hippy-dippy, but you know, I just think it's such a better way to look at it, as opposed to the differences that we have. Also, I would say the only thing they can agree on, the parties, it seems like, is marijuana, though. So I like that idea.
You know, again, the Major League Baseball thing seems like a big step in the right direction to me, dude. I mean, because this is like, you know, what they say, apple pie and baseball, right? You know, that's as American as it gets, right? Apple pie and baseball. So, marijuana just became as American as it gets. So I think this is a pretty big deal.
Let's put some marijuana in the apple pie. Let's get high.
I'm telling ya, that's how I do it.
All right. Well, it's always nice to talk to you, get your opinions. I really enjoy what you're doing. I'll keep listening. Try calling here and there, and I really, really, really love this. It's really nice to hear all these different people.
Right on.
Yeah.
Thanks. I do too. I think it's great to hear everybody, and just every time we get a new person, I'm like, yay! So thanks so much for calling. It's really good to hear from you again.
All right, talk to you later.
Okay.
Mox.
Okay. See ya. All right, and the calls continue to come through. Hello, caller.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, who's
I
this?
just felt like this is Dr. Motherfucking Whisper on the line.
Well, thanks for joining us, Dr. Motherfucking Whisper.
Yes, thank you.
Go ahead.
From Wichita.
Okay, good. Wichita's in his house. Let's hear it, man.
Let's hear it. Michael, I just feel like people are angry about people's skin color.
People are angry.
To this day. It's about to be 2020, Michael. That's all I'm saying.
People are angry about a lot of things, and I don't know if you think that it's just people are angry about one type of skin color.
One day.
Well, no, I don't know if you think that people are just angry about one type of skin color, but people seem to be angry about all types of skin color. So we're clear. It's not something new.
Whoa. Michael,
Yeah.
Okay, like literally, people are fucking angry about people's skin color, is what I said.
Right.
I think that is literally why we should have to change the definition.
Yeah, I hear you.
Of fucking racism.
Right.
It has to be the definition of retarded.
Okay.
I understand. There's a lot of
We
people
had this
out
discussion already.
I know, but I'm just saying it's about to be 2020, Michael. Nobody out there is really trying to change the world.
That's not
They
true.
don't have nothing.
That's not true.
They don't have anything.
I've been
And if anything,
I've been working my ass off
we need
forever to change the world.
I know, but but nobody has anything. And I'm just saying that your fucking platform needs to go viral right now, which it probably won't, because everybody wants to just continue being retarded. They could never say, you know what, maybe I'm actually retarded. Maybe I should actually focus more on doing great for myself. I love the guy that called and was like, oh my God, 20 years I've been fucking working these fucking hard jobs and blah, blah, blah. And then literally all he wants to talk about is fucking how he is a different skin color. And you know what? My nephew and niece are a different skin color. And they need to remind me and everybody else that they are a different skin color.
They do.
Like we don't already notice. Are you insecure?
I'm not.
I know you don't know your dad, but I do.
You know my dad?
No, I'm saying to my nephew and niece.
Oh.
I know that you're a different skin color. I know that you do not know your dad, but I fucking do. Okay? You don't need I knew this guy before you were ever even born. Okay? No, but this is what I'm saying is retarded. Everybody is literally not advancing society, the entire world. I utilize the word world multiple times. It's about to be 2020. Let's stop being retarded. Let's actually advance society. Let's not retard society. It's a great word, retarded. We need to be able to utilize it in a positive manner for what it really is. And there's a lot of fucking real retarded people out there that need to be called out for being retarded.
I agree.
And I tell you what.
I agree. And we're gonna start doing
and
that.
And then Donald Trump. I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to talk about Donald Trump. But I tell you what. Every fucking buddy is just putting every little bit of everything that they've ever done that may be considered racist and the fucked up shit that they ever done, and we're gonna throw it all on Donald Trump. That's really what and act like they are the most perfect people in the entire fucking world. I'm fucking tired of it. I live in America. I can't help it. I was born in 1984. I live here. I'm a person. I'm extremely poor. Okay? For my whole life.
Okay,
my whole life.
I know how it is, man. And,
okay, I
got another call. I'm happy. Michael's trying to call through. Okay, you already made this call. Okay, thank you.
People need to be.
Okay. Oh, I missed it. Hey, Michael, I tried to get it.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
I know. I missed it, Michael. I'm sorry. I was trying to get you on. Call back. Oh man, I can't. Okay. There's Michael. Is that Michael? No.
Call.
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Alright, yeah, so I just saw, like, we were talking about Trump and all that shit, and honestly, I just want to say, fuck niggas, 10 minutes, twist niggas, shoot niggas, fuck all, hang all the niggas, nigga, hang all the niggas, nigga, what the fuck, shoot niggas, boom, 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 boom,
Press 1 to take this call.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, boy. Hey, you know what? Hello.
That's a nice intro for you, huh?
Hey, this is Simple Jack on crack. Hello, caller.
What's happening?
Not much, man. You had a busy night.
Is it a full moon or something tonight?
It certainly is. That's when all the people go crazy. Thank you, what's his name? Dwayne. Thank you, Dwayne, for not turning me into the county. Thank you. I love you, Dwayne. No, that's cool. I don't know. You just got a bunch of people, crazy people calling you tonight, except for Dwayne and Chris, you know. Dwayne's not crazy.
It is a full moon tonight. Go figure.
That's what I just told you, man.
I know, but I didn't know if you were just agreeing with me or whatever.
No, it's the last full moon of the decade, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so there you go. No wonder.
It's just another day, but I saw that you came into the show tired.
Fuck you! You look tired. You're a goddamn towel.
I'm Socrates. I never get tired, dude.
You're a towel. Fucking people.
No.
Oh, you look so tired. Fuck you.
No, it's just
you sound like a chick. That's what chicks do to each other.
Oh, is that what they do? Yeah, that's right. That is what they do, huh?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Oh, your mascara's running. Oh, you have a run in your stocking.
Yeah, you look so fat in that dress.
Tired.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, no, I saw you getting frustrated, that's all, you know.
Oh, that I was definitely getting frustrated earlier. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, just another day, my friend. Full moon, but just another day.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. It's funny. That's a pretty good call on my part since I didn't realize that's what's actually happening.
Yeah, I forgot about it because I'm indoors, but all you got to do is go out and look at the sky. It's definitely a full moon, you know. So, yeah, they had an election in the UK.
Yeah.
And everybody I know in England was bitching because I posted the so far election results on your Facebook page, as a matter of fact, with all the numbers of all the different parties. And the Labour Party was way ahead, almost twice as many as the Tory or the Conservative Party. But and everybody I know in England is upset. But they follow our elections a lot more than we follow their elections.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, we got enough drama in America. I'll let those guys, you know, hammer it out. I know Boris Johnson is a dick, and I know that Jeremy Corbyn is pretty cool, and he's been under fire from Zionist forces for a long time. They most certainly do not want him to get elected, and apparently Bojo is winning. So all these people contacted me from England, and I gave my 2 cents on it. What did I say? I said, either you people are just as retarded as we Americans, or there's a scam going on, and it's got like 13 thumbs up on it, right, from English people. And then they agreed, yeah, it's a scam, and they agreed, yeah, we're just as retarded as you. And then one guy says, the company counting the votes is owned by an ex-Tory minister. Does that sound just a little bit odd? And so they got the same fucking situation that we got, where their machines are rigged, man.
Yeah.
So, and I don't trust in the English population to do anything except drink tea and Guinness and bitch a little bit. It's not like they're not going to tear down Parliament.
They take to the streets pretty regularly, but that just doesn't seem to do a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. The vote wasn't in, but they were already calling.
Yeah, they're saying it's a landslide. Last I heard.
Yeah, well, according to the actual figures I posted on your Facebook page, it was a landslide in the opposite direction, which indicates there's some kind of cheating going on. You know.
Yeah, interesting.
So.
Maybe we'll pull the Facebook page up tomorrow. See how that looks on the big screen.
Yeah, anything I post up there, just if you're not worried about any copyright or anything, just use it. You know, it's like it's your discretion, it's your channel. But I was cooking spaghetti, and then you were trying to get rid of somebody. Said, "I think Michael's calling," and so I ran in here and I tried to. I turned my spaghetti off, and
I just used that for an excuse. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not.
We already had this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that I hurt Dwayne's feelings. Dwayne is a nice, responsible white man who lives in Ontario, I think, and he's got a degree, and he works really hard, and he's a very honorable man. Thank you for not turning me into the cops, Dwayne. And I don't mean to hammer on his shit. The name of the fort at the Jerusalem Wall, Dwayne, is called Fort Antonia. So yeah, that's the old Roman fort that the Jews there, they rock back and forth and worship, and then they put their little prayers on paper into the cracks, and then they fall out at the end of the day, and they sweep them all away like a daily ritual. But that's Fort Antonia. And I don't know, man. It's just another day to me. I smoked some. Yeah. I had some problems today. I woke up and I woke up last night after your show, and I don't know, 1 o'clock or something like that. Fucking half my house, the electricity was off, so I had to work on that all day. It turns out it was just a fucking 35-year-old connection that went bad, so that went pretty smooth. I got that solved.
Oh, that's good. That sounds like something that could be hard to find.
Yeah, I had some help, but it's just nice to work with an old buddy. And this is a weird thing about my old buddy, because he's 69, right? And he confided in me today. Yeah, man. I said, I thought you were retired, dude. And he said, no, I had to go back to work. I was getting so depressed, and I said, "Oh, Jimmy, what's wrong, man? You should just call me if you're getting depressed," because he never says anything like that. And he said, "Yeah, I got prostate cancer, and I've been just thinking. I was thinking suicidal thoughts, so I just went back to work to try to keep busy, And so now I realize my friend is in distress, and so I'm going to pay more attention to him." I said, "Dude, don't ever. You're my favorite guy. I love you. Don't ever think about committing suicide, because you got lots of people that care about you. You just don't know it, dude." He's like the best handyman in Ojai. He knows, he knows everything. If I ever have a problem I can't figure out, I just call him.
And he's eating cannabis?
Yeah, he smokes dope. I've given him probably fucking
you gotta eat it. You gotta eat it, man.
Well, that eating it is better.
You gotta eat it, especially if you're having issues like that. So, anyways, but go ahead.
Yeah, so when I went to the hardware store to see if they had this ancient electrical plug, or which they didn't have, so we just hardwired it, And then I see this girl limping, I see her limping, and we're doing our electrical shit, and then she comes back up to the counter. I go, why are you limping? What'd you do to your foot? And she said, she told me, I'm just in a lot of pain, and she's only about 25, right? And she's pretty, a nice girl. I don't know her well like I know the other checkers, but she said, I had like a hip surgery and a hip replacement for some reason, I don't know. And right now my right foot is, every time I take the weight off my right foot and put it on my left foot, I get in pain, And so I ask her a little bit about her condition, and I tell her, what you really need is to know a marijuana grower like me who will give you free cannabis oil, and what you do is you put it on your feet where all your nerve endings are at the bottom of your feet, and then you put your socks on and you wear it all day long, and it'll soak up into your parasympathetic nervous system, and it might work on your pain, and that way you'll be able to get around a little bit better, because I don't know about her. First time I've ever talked to her, I don't know about her hip shit, but it'll help on the pain, and she's pretty straight looking, so I doubt if she, a girl like that's not going to want to eat marijuana. She'll miss work for a week. I had an acid trip, boss. It's like, but so you can do that. You can put, like for me, I don't make butter. I make coconut oil, like Drunk Pete and some of these other guys do. And you can put it directly on your feet. Right. Apply liberally. Yeah. Put your socks on. Go to bed if it's nighttime, or walk around if it's daytime, and it'll soak right in. At the bottom of your feet is where all your nerve endings are. That's why there's reflexology. All you got to do is read a reflexology chart, and they'll give you where all your correlating points are. Your pressure points are on your feet. Correlate with every organ, every part of your body. And soak it into your feet, and you'll feel wonderful benefits from both the THC, which does have non-psychoactive benefits, and the CBD, which of course has non-psychoactive benefits. So people don't really know you can put marijuana on the bottom of your feet, and it has incredible pain-relieving benefits,
Yeah, or all over your body, honestly. I mean, I have a friend who shoves it up her ass.
Right, a lot of people do. A lot of people do that so they don't get high, and they get you've got three major places on your body: your mouth, which you get very high if you take it through your mouth; your ass, which you'll never get high if you use a suppository; and your feet, you'll never get high if you put it on the bottom of your feet. So, it's what a groovy plant, what a groovy. How neat is it that we can share information that somebody might use? Like tomorrow, I told you I got 2 gallons of this shit. I'll go take her over a little pepper shaker, an empty pepper shaker worth of cannabis oil, and I'll give it to her tomorrow. And when I first started doing that, giving it away to cancer patients, and I would say, well, I'm going to give this to you, but you make sure you call me and you give me a report. Did you have a positive benefit from this? And I've got nothing but positive benefits. One guy was almost in tears. He said, oh my God, I rubbed it on my wife's feet, and she slept for the first time in a week. She just passed out, and she was out of this incredible pain. And I said, oh God, that's amazing. Yeah. Thank you for telling me that, man, because I really want to know. Here I am talking about it. I've never done it myself. I should, as soon as I get off the phone, I should go rub some on the bottom of my feet and see what it does for me.
You should, and then you can give us a report tomorrow, like Drunk Pete with his coconut oil.
If I can still talk and walk, you never know, man. Marijuana's a gateway drug, dude.
You're gonna get all fucking strung out, man.
Yeah.
So you use edible quality coconut oil, right? So if you give her that, she could make brownies out of it too.
If she took 1/8 of a teaspoon, she would be higher than she ever was in her whole fucking life.
Yeah, so you take an eighth of a teaspoon, or you take a teaspoon and you add it to a quarter pound of butter, and you make a batch of brownies.
Yeah, what I'm telling you is I don't make it the way you guys make it because I heat it up, right, and everything expands and everything integrates, the THC and CBD integrates into the oil, and then I let it sit. I cool it down. And then I'll do it again. I'll do that like 7 times, and it might take a month for me to make my oil.
Right.
Because I'm in no hurry.
Yeah.
But I get the maximum amount of THC and CBD out of it. And then, your other friend Pete was probably right about decreasing the THC if you heat it up too much and stuff like that. But and there's stuff I don't know. All I really know is the stuff I make. I took a quarter of a teaspoon once, and I had an acid trip. It's like, so I know
that's a lot. That's a lot. I make, I take little brownies, 1 inch by 1 inch brownies. So I'm not. That's a lot less than a teaspoon of butter, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, well, I just a little sip off the end of a spoon, just the tiniest sip will get you completely off your fucking rocker, out of your mind,
Right on. Well, that sounds like good stuff, man. If you come up to Seattle, you better bring me some.
I got your address. I'll mail you some.
Yeah, no, don't mail me fucking shit in the mail, dude. I don't want shit in the mail.
I'm joking. No, man. I wish I could. That song. I like to buy the world a Coke.
Yeah.
I wish I could give everybody marijuana oil if they're sick.
Yeah, no, I say all the time, I wish I could send you all a dozen cookies, because I do. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, but apparently Joe Biden missed the boat,
Yeah. So, yeah, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble for, cookies showing up at their front door. So
and that's why I haven't sent you anything yet, because, you're being monitored by the FBI. I don't know if you know that, Mike, but you're being monitored right now. They're listening to our conversation.
Yeah, them and probably 6 or 7 other organizations. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another day, dude. It's 10:45. And I'm feeling good. And I got one of my best buddies that I'm a little bit worried about, but I'm going to pay a lot of attention to him.
Good.
I solved my electrical problem.
Yeah.
I got another weird situation. Whoa, fuck. I got like 3 cottages on my property that are external to the house, right? And one of these people, this couple, their rent was due on the 24th. And they came to me on the 24th and says, we're going to pay you rent when we get back. We'll be right back, okay? Yeah, okay, no problem, because I'm a really lax landlord. It's like, I let people slide a lot, people have a hard time surviving. I'm not like a Colonel Klink, I'm not going to come down on people, I adapt to their financial situation.
Yeah.
But here it is on the fucking 12th. And the last I heard from them was, we'll be right back with the rent. And that was like 18 days ago.
Yeah.
So I finally cut the lock off their door just to make sure there's no dead bodies. Right. And I go in there, and it's a perfectly immaculate room. They're not cooking meth or anything, and they haven't trashed the place. And all their valuables are in there. Right, TVs and refrigerators and all kinds of stuff, and all their clothes, everything. And I'm wondering, what the fuck is this, man? Did they get arrested? Did they get in an accident? Why haven't they called me? I've called them 50 times. Their phone is turned off, and they haven't called me either. So it's like a mystery. I got like these missing roommates that. Maybe they went into the Bermuda Triangle. They'll come out in like 2027 or something like that. I don't know, man. So there's another mystery, but no big deal. I'll figure something out about that. But
hopefully you figure something out. I mean, it sucks. You got to worry about people like that.
Well, yeah, it's like I can take the financial hit of somebody skipping out on rent. But then I'm stuck with the problem, a twofold problem. Number one, They painted the entire room black. Ceilings, walls, everything black. And they got black curtains in there. So that could be a fashion choice, right? I'm not going to come down on them for painting their room black. Even though I had it painted, I had just painted it right before I ran into them.
Huh.
That's no big deal on that. I'll once I get their shit out of there, I'll repaint the room, because nobody's going to want to live in a black room except vampires, I think. But the main problem is, I guess I'm just going to have to take their shit and carefully box it up and put it together and store it somewhere safe for when they come back. You know, it's like, and so I'm doing that. I would rather have them come back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, like I said, it sucks that you have to worry about people like that, because they should be adults and at least fucking write you back to let you know what's happening, or call you back or whatever.
Right, yeah. It's a weird, kind of mysterious situation, and I ended up going to the cops yesterday. I explained what I just told you. The exact same details. And I say, I don't know if they got arrested or if they're got in an accident or are they in the hospital. And he and the guy goes, well, did you want me to run their see if they got arrested? I said, yeah. He said, well, I can't do that. I can't divulge that information. So
why did you ask, asshole?
So I talked to him a little bit more, and then he runs the information. And he says, is this her? And I said, yeah, that's her. Then he pulls up. He's like an IT guy. He pulls up this shit. You know me. I don't even have a phone. So it would take me a year to do what this guy did in 5 seconds. And is this him? I said, yeah, that's him. And he said, well, she's got a warrant out for her, but I can't tell you what it's for. And then he says, well, it might be FDA, failure to appear. It might have been a drunk driving or something. So I don't, and I tried to run. He says, well, you can check their, if they're in jail, you can check that status yourself. So I did that myself when I got home, because I don't know how to operate a phone, but I can work my way around a computer.
Yeah.
And thank God I got a dial phone. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to call you, Michael. But I have one of those dial phones, so I know how to work that. It's an ancient relic. It's ancient, and
I keep trying to tell Craig I want the ringer on this phone to sound like one of those bell phones, where the bell goes back and forth, ding, 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 or whatever. I want it to sound like that when people call.
Oh, an old school sound.
Yeah.
Craig could probably hook you up with a Godzilla sound if you wanted to.
I don't want the fucking old school bell. Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I don't know about these people. It's like
that sounds trippy, dude. That's so weird. I don't know. I don't know anyone that would do that. I mean, it sounds like, especially since they already had an understanding landlord. If you have an understanding landlord, you kind of want to keep him informed so that he stays an understanding landlord.
They're nice people. Had such a low impact on my house.
Yeah.
That I lowered their rent $120.
That's
right?
Awfully nice of you.
And now they're not dead. As far as I haven't been able to find out if they're dead. They're definitely not in jail. And she does have a
warrant.
A warrant.
Yeah.
And then the cop goes, you want me to put a wellness check out on them? I go, I've seen the wellness checks the cops do, so I go,
yeah.
What's a wellness check? Right? Well, we just check on their well-being, And then I go, well, no, let's not put out a wellness check, because,
Wouldn't that bring the cops to your front door if they're going to look for them?
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
Now they know where these people live.
Yeah.
So I was kind of sleeping with one ear open all night to see if the cops would come on my property at 3:30 in the morning, and guns blazing. Are you okay? So no, man.
Yeah.
You shot me, dude.
Yeah.
Why'd you shoot me, dude?
Yeah. I hear you. I know it happens all. That's what I keep talking about, man.
Yeah. So. I'll figure that situation out. But, these are just normal, everyday problems that people got to deal with. And I think we all deal with different problems I'm glad Dwayne is doing great. I'm glad he likes his boss and his boss likes him. But everybody, you know, some people got alcohol problems, some people got drug problems, some people are just like my buddy. He's getting depressed because
no, it's like I've said again and again. Is life is a never-ending tragedy, you know, and it's just we're lucky because we're able to focus not entirely always on the tragedy, you know.
Yeah, you know, I just myself have been feeling really good lately.
Yeah.
Really, you know, it's like I'm finally being able to put to rest some of the things that have been bothering me for decades. You know, it's like, okay, well, you know, no big deal. And, you know, I listen to some of my old songs. I go, man, I was pretty fucking on the razor's edge back in 1985, man. I'm okay, you know, just the way I am.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course.
So, yeah, well, of course for you, but sometimes I have to struggle with that. So, you know, everybody's struggling with something. So just keep the faith, people, and Jesus loves you, and Jesus is trying to talk to you from his UFO right now. So open your mind, open your pineal gland, and you'll hear the voice of the Lord. God's vagina is talking to you right now from the outer nether regions. I haven't even smoked any dope yet.
Well, go apply it to your feet and give us a report tomorrow, okay? I gotta go.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Okay, it's good to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Okay, so thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name is Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. We're doing the live call-in show every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Same Mox time, same Mox channel. I hope we see you here back again tomorrow and every Monday through Friday, because it's always better when you're here. You better believe it.
No matter which mouth you feed on a two-headed snake, it still shits the same turd. But lucky for you, you have Mox News. More than 10 years. More than 60,000 videos. Mox News has been filtering the nonsense and illuminating the bullshit from your mainstream media. Turn off your TV and turn on to Mox News. For over a decade, documenting the socio-political events that have etched and carved the pathways that define today's modern mess, Mox News has been providing clarity while faithfully bringing you today's relevant stories 100% commercial-free and subscription-free. And just like Lady Liberty vows to remain free. But at this time, we're asking you for your help, your patronage, and your support to keep the lights on and the videos rolling. For less than 17 cents per day, you can become a basic subscriber, knowing that your donation is truly making a difference that will help continue bringing the news stories that make a difference in your life. Turn on, tune in, and drop a couple dimes today by clicking the link below or visiting moxnews.com and show your support at any level. From a single one-time donation or dedicated monthly subscriber, do it now in less than 2 minutes. All donations are safe, securely processed, and verified using PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. As always, we're sure you'll find something of interest each and every day. This holiday season, give the gift of Mox. moxnews.com.